There's your waffle. Let's do the opening.
Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse. They travel through time and space and stuff. Troll them, re-roll them, throw them above. They fly through dimensions, this isn't a bluff. Heroes compelled, they have no choice. Bound by the winds of a secret voice. Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse. Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse.
Welcome to Masters of the Metaverse on Hyper RPG, the hyperactive, interactive, community-driven channel. Do you like RPGs? Then you're in the right effing place. Yay! Because here we are, giving them to you. It's Monday night. That means Masters of the Metaverse. If this is your first time with Masters of the Metaverse, we're going to break it down for you as simply and as quickly as possible. Shouldn't take any more than about 35 to 45 minutes. But before we do, let me introduce the amazing cast of Masters of the Metaverse. Let me introduce first Lisa Coronado as Tessa, the lovely Vanessa Pastel as Aquamarine. Yeah! My favorite Maggie Fergie Waggy as the lovely Rosie. Sarah Sanders Odie as Jenica. And introducing for the very first time in the pilot seats our own former game master himself, the powerful, the great and powerful Chris O.D.
Praise be to
playing the newest pilot to our team, Mr. Thomas Wells, with a very mysterious but somewhat mundane backstory.
I am so excited because I've not gotten to be a player on this channel since the Gauntlet back in like October.
That's been a while. Except for you do guest spots on ZFA though,
but I never get to play
as the villain, right?
No, I did a face turn last Friday. It was awesome.
Yes, I saw. It was very nice, cool. Especially since you said nice things about my character, which I always appreciate.
They were good things. We said he had potential and needed some guidance and help, and that's so much better than what most people have been saying.
Yeah, no, it was the nicest thing anybody's ever said about that character on DFA. My name is Christian Doyle. I'm going to be your game master this evening. Normally I play the part of Crash Jackson, but today I am your god. Along with you, chat. But I'll get to that in just a moment. What we had, the story so far. A group of somewhat normal but exceptional in some ways individuals have all been either blackmailed or kidnapped by a mysterious organization calling themselves The Program. Nobody really knows what the goals of this program are. They're kept in a somewhat sterile environment and only taken out from their rooms occasionally to go inside these fantastic futuristic metapods. A futuristic technology that puts a person's personality and memories inside of an avatar on another world. So far, our heroes have been superheroes. They have been Old West fictional characters as well as non-fictional characters. And these adventures in these other worlds don't seem to necessarily lead them any place in particular. In fact, every time they are about to get to the end of something, they're pulled back into the real world. We have yet to see where these places lead. However, during this time, a lot of things have happened. Their longtime partner, Crash Jackson, their friend, more or less, who's been with them since the very beginning, has escaped from the facility. And unfortunately, that's caused some problems with the program, as they may be in collusion for all we know.
Us? Collusion?
No, Crash and them.
Oh.
The concern is that you guys might be.
Oh, we're colluding with Crash.
Right, yeah, you might have been responsible for that, and that is somewhat... So, how this works is, once our pilots are put into the metapods, they are given an avatar character sheet. Now, this character sheet is very wildly different from whatever character sheet they're using, usually some sort of super-powered hero or somebody with an exceptional ability of some kind. They can use abilities from either character sheet. Notice the sliders in front of them. Those move all the way from the P side, standing for pilot, to the A side, standing for asshole. I mean, avatar. Avatar is the word I was looking for. So, the closer they are to one side or the other, the better type of dice they're allowed to use. Since we are using a modified version of the tri-stat system, we want to roll lower. Lower is always better. For example, if Aquamarine wants to attack somebody and her attack value is 14, she wants to roll as far under the number 14 as possible. The closer that they get to their particular sides of their avatar, the smaller dice they use. So if she's using something from her avatar side, she doesn't want to use the 12. She wants to use the much better D8 because it gives her the chance for a lower number. This is all very simple math, and I'm hoping that you're following along with it better than I am. So that breaks down the mechanics. Great. Yeah, thanks.
They've even given you a nickname already.
Well, what are they calling me?
I can't tell you on camera.
Oh, shit. I don't know if I like that.
Kidding.
Considering I can say almost anything on this show.
I think it's the Great Doyle is the front runner right now.
Oh, okay. That's all right. It's only a one-syllable name, guys, but I don't expect
Doyle.
you all to speak Gaelic.
Emperor Doyle.
It's like Jor-El. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like I could be Superman's dad. Not that his mom would ever have me. All right, so we are at hyperrpg.com. If you want to support this show, if you want to support this channel, we are going to put a link up on the chat so you can find out how to do that, so you can tip in and control this show. You are chat, the
computerized
hyperreality amplifier and transformer.
Good job.
You, more than any other player here, more than even myself, control where this show goes, where we end up, and how the meta story eventually plays out. You can buff them, you control them, you can re-roll them. I'm really just quoting the lyrics from the theme song. Man, that thing is catchy. Or you can take over for a scene, and for a hack attack, you can just decide what happens. Also, don't forget our rules of cool and our meta meltdowns, always there just to give me a bad day. So,
now you're not over here.
That's
meta
not a bad day for you.
Cathartic now. Just so you know, they're just a big ball of catharsis is what those puppies are.
Okay, we are almost through the intro, guys. We're almost there.
You're doing great.
Okay, we've explained how the rules work. We've explained basically the show so far. We're going through all the hyper RPG stuff now.
Okay.
This is fantastic. Make sure to check out our humble indie bundle games like Kentucky Route Zero, Owlboy, Ziggurat, and more. Help the Electronic Frontier Foundation and Child's Play get cool games. The mods will link in chat. Do that. You know, we have a brand new merch line here at Hyper RPG. Hashtag Know Your Role. That's the line of t-shirts and merchandise with your class written right on the front. They don't have a Metapilot shirt yet, but you know, I imagine it's probably right around the corner. Let's see next. Oh, there's a giveaway with hashtag Know Your Role on Twitter. Tag somebody on Twitter with a hyper RPG and a hashtag Know Your Role, and tell us why they are great. Why they are a great example of their class, whether that be bard, rogue, fighter, hacker, hitter, thief. I'm just saying things from Leverage now. For a chance to win a shirt. That's right, you could win your very own shirt. No longer will you have to walk around topless. Up next, after this show, HeroClix Indomitable, the limited series. It's premiering, right? The HeroClix 15th anniversary. It's the What If set with Scott Rubin.
2, yeah, they started last week.
What If being my favorite series of comics in Marvel history. Scott Porter, Hector Navarro, Kate Elliott, and Cameron Rice. 9 p.m. That's just after this show ends. They're not going to be as loud as I am being right now.
You did it.
We're through.
Okay.
We made it, guys.
Let's play.
All right. I did forget something very important. Because we are a show that runs off tips, we like to give something back. And here at Masters of the Metaverse, we offer something called a golden waffle. At certain marks, the $500 mark, the $12.50 mark. $12.15 mark. We will get somebody from chat, not necessarily randomly, but maybe randomly. And we are going to ask them a couple of short questions. And the very next week when you watch the show, we will have written a song for you Some of them are actually pretty good, and then some of them I sing. So, that being said, build up towards your waffles, build up towards your rule of cool. Let's make those hack attacks happen because we are about to go into the land of magical space princesses.
Yay!
I know nobody is more excited about this than Chris.
I'm pumped. I'm princess to the. Oh God.
Okay.
He puts the sparkles.
Sparkly princess. Let's
Yes.
go.
Hear the art of the incense.
When you wish upon a sparkle, good things will happen, my friends.
When you wish upon a.
All right, here we are. Last time we left off, you guys managed to pull Nick Krieger, the kind of escapee metapilot who had somehow jumped out of his body into an avatar and decided never to leave, leaving his body inside a metapod for months on end. Your team was tasked with going to find him. You found him as King Teddy Roosevelt in the Old West. You managed to get him out of his body. It was very sad. They immediately carted him off. And that night, Crash Jackson put a hole the size of a Buick in the outer wall of the program facility. It is now 3 months later.
Oh.
You've just been released from lockdown.
Oh. Makes sense.
You've been basically in not solitary confinement. You've been able to talk with other metapilots, but you are pretty much confined to your quarters, the one common area, and the short cafeteria that they have available. It's been awful. They want to know everything. So what I want to know is, those of you who were involved, that does not include Tessa, that does not include Aquamarine in this case, and it doesn't include Thomas.
It's just you and me.
Yeah.
So I want to know what you two told the program, because they were asking you all kinds of questions.
I'd like to
Like,
roll for that.
did you know what he was planning? You what?
Crash.
I didn't know anything, but I'd like to roll for that. Because I'm pissed.
You're pissed. Okay, well, let me know a little bit how you're feeling. What do you do during this 2 months?
I seethe.
You seethe. That's a long time to seethe. What are you, 16?
She's capable of seething for 2 months.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I'm immune to other people's empathy and emotions, and I'm just mad. I don't like to be here, and now I'm being punished for nothing.
Was it the silent treatment? Were you giving it to him?
And faces.
What kind of imagine
Like what?
I was acting like an animal in a cage.
Yeah, just shake.
Yeah,
Now
I
that-
don't know what's going on in Crash's head. I don't even think Crash knows what's going on in Crash's head half the time. So how do you expect me to know what his plan was?
So it doesn't really take them a lot of time questioning you before they figure out you really didn't have any idea what was going on.
No.
That there wasn't anything necessarily in the metaverse that tipped you off to what was going to happen. It was a surprise, but still they do keep you separated.
If they make me wait long enough, I'll probably make a lasso out of forks and start catching things with it in the cafeteria.
I don't imagine it's very long before that happens.
Yeah.
But that time is over now. Things that have happened in that time is everybody, like I said, has been very locked down in the facility with the exception of Aquamarine. Now, you haven't had a lot of chance to talk to her since before your last mission, but it seems like she's really living the good life here. Like, she's got her own quarters. It's the size of all of your quarters. It's got TV, it's got internet, it's got a nice couch, obviously.
A throw rug as
It
well.
looks like she
matches
brought
the
things
house.
from her own house.
Of course I did.
Huh.
Didn't.
So it's looking real good in there.
This is a very common psychological ploy to get us to be mad at her.
Well, it's working.
Now there have been some
don't have
common
to.
times, and you have had a couple of chances to talk to her.
Can they come to my?
Yeah, absolutely,
apartments?
absolutely.
Great. Can they stay there with me?
They cannot. After 5 o'clock, they have to go back to their own quarters. But during this time,
Can I slip them stuff to help them be more comfortable?
You absolutely can.
Pills, chocolates.
Pills and chocolates galore are slipped through
I
the
would
door
take some
on
of
an
those
at least
pills,
weekly
for
basis.
sure.
I'd prefer a nice pillow, but I don't know how I'm gonna sneak that back to my room.
That is going to be difficult
just
to
say you got knocked
get.
out
Oh,
somehow.
easy. No. Aquamarine brand pillows that fit inside your yoga bag. It goes.
You think I have a yoga bag in this
You put it
facility?
in your pants or your.
In my pants?
Do you have? What are you wearing? Put it
I mean, I
there.
got pants.
Put it in your
but-
boob. Breast. Your breast.
Should take 2 then, be even.
So there really is a pocket in there. I was always wondering. Now I know.
Anyway, I want to slip him stuff.
So yeah, contraband is actually really easy for Aquamarine to move around.
And isn't she a professional thief?
Yeah, what you've discovered over the last couple of months is that there is a sucker born every minute. And
I just discovered that.
you discovered that a really long time ago, but with this more
I was reminded.
with this more prison-like atmosphere, you were assuming that it was going to be a hard life. But you know, if you say the right thing to the right person at the right time, you end up getting what you want anyway. I mean, they're even moving stuff from your house over here to keep this as like almost a summer cottage.
Yes.
I mean, they're still not letting you leave,
Same old,
but
same old.
it's only a matter of time before they, you know, relax a little bit and you escape.
Sure.
You're already working on a plan.
My cat Susan will be here soon too. She's fluffy.
Great. Sounds hygienic.
So
She talks.
The cat talks
Yeah.
to you.
the four of you, Aquamarine, Rosie, Jenica, the three of you are summoned to the kind of green room area,
I love
which is the ready room is what they call it. And that's where you usually go pre-mission to talk to Steed Richardson about your next mission.
It's where I come to stare at Steve Richardson while he tells us about our mission.
He's a good-looking man. I don't.
He
blame
is.
him.
He's a very, very handsome man.
No, I'm burning
I don't
holes
care
into
how
him.
handsome he is.
No, I don't either.
I don't either.
So you all, I imagine, show up right when the orderlies drag you into the rooms.
I don't really think we have a choice.
No, but I mean, again, they're not being rude about it. They're not forcing you physically to do anything unless you resist, and then they get a little handsier. Not many people have tested that out.
I have.
I'm sure you have. That's what sedation is for. That only happened one time, though.
It did. It was all right.
The sedation, yeah.
Wasn't bad. At least they use good drugs.
Yeah, those drugs are bad.
You've had worse.
I've had worse. Yeah.
So as you're into the ready room, Steed Richardson is already there. He is sitting full dress uniform, just like always. Just sitting there at the table. Ladies, have a seat.
Spit it out.
It's great to see you. Have a seat. Go ahead and sit them. The orderlies kind of lead you over to where the chairs are, and if you're not exactly sitting in them, they're kind of putting a little bit of pressure on the shoulder just to let you know maybe now is the time to sit down.
I'll sit down.
And you do. And you know what? It's kind of a comfortable chair. You're kind of glad you did it. Steed looks across the table at you. I am very sorry for the way that you've been treated over the last couple of months.
Oh.
Our data on the last mission has just come back, and here's what we've learned. You're indispensable. You are by far the best team that we have. The pods work better for you than they have for any team in the past. Now, we originally attributed that to a cohesive unit. However, checking Mr. Jackson's data out of his pod after he decided to leave, we have discovered that because you're using first generation pods that were altered by Jebediah, you are able to more easily pull things back from the metaverse with you, which I'm sure by now you all realize can happen.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And here's the thing, you know exactly what we're talking about. We spent the last 2 months poking and prodding you. We know exactly what you can do. We know about the nano wasps. We know about your affinity with cloth, which is by far the dumbest power I've ever heard of.
Agreed.
No,
But it's still okay.
we've written worse.
Okay.
It's true.
Could I send sequins as well as fabric?
Absolutely.
Well, then it's not as dumb.
Because sequence rule. We know what you can do. And you're so far some of the only people who've been able to do it. Now, you may have noticed over the last couple of days that we have a large influx of metapilots coming in, and not enough pods to support them. Has anybody noticed that?
Well, I've been stuck in a room.
That's right. You've been locked in a room, so you
Yeah.
haven't seen that there are a lot more people in the facility than there used to be.
I've noticed.
Oh, of course she noticed.
Yeah, I was.
This experiment has taken a very interesting turn, and we would like to see where it goes, and we think that you're the team to do it. Now, one of the things that we just can't seem to pull from any of the metaverses that we've been to in the past is arcane ability. Now, you, as Hex Destiny, were able to pull a portion of that arcane ability back with you.
Maybe. Yes. fine.
We want you to go back. This is a very, very high magic metaverse. We are not able to tell what's in it, but we know it has a very high level of technology and a very high level of arcane power. If you can bring back any of that with you, you're going to help the program immensely.
Help how?
Just go and do what you do in there. I don't know what you do in there. I can't see you in there.
No, you said when we come back.
How does it help you?
Yeah, that we have arcane ability.
We don't really like you.
You don't have to
really
like
wanna
me.
help you.
What matters is that you're working for the greater good. And will, probably hurt your families if you decide to disagree with us.
Oh, see there.
Yeah,
There it is.
I've made myself very clear. I've got you over a
definitely
barrel, and
sounds
I
like-
intend to keep you there.
It definitely sounds like the greater good then.
It's good for me, and it's good for the program, which in turn is good for the world. So,
How so? You want to expand on that concept?
I don't.
Son of a bitch.
I've been called worse today by my wife.
And me. All right. Let's
Well,
do
I guess
it
we don't
then.
have a choice.
So I'm going to be, in a few minutes, just leading you to these metapods. Now, you're going to be meeting with the rest of your team in there. Cassandra, who you may have seen around, she's a very, very tall, muscular woman. Obviously a bodybuilder of some kind. You thought she only didn't speak English for the longest time, but it turns out she's just not very talkative. Cassandra is going to be your team leader.
Okay.
We also have a non-combatant inside.
Yay for another episode of Masters of the Metaverse. Smiling face. Welcome back, Lisa and Vanessa. We can't wait to find out what the new world will be like. Here's a hashtag MetaPoint.
Yeah!
Thank you.
Hook them up. There it is. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, chat. Very cool.
There's a non-combatant inside. He is an employee of the company. If I were you, I would just do my best to ignore him. But he is in the world, and we don't use him as a meta pilot. We usually use him as a scout. So he sent us back this information that there's a high concentration of arcane energy. And we would like you just to go in there and do whatever it is that you guys do that's so wonderful, and bring some of that mojo back with you so we can figure out how to use it, okay?
Fine.
Since you get to be a player now, here is a hashtag Thomas, but now don't die. Hashtag Lady Cares.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Don't die.
And you are led off to the Metapod room. Thomas!
Yes, Colonel. Your colonelness.
No, not at all. I'm just talking to you.
Oh,
I
never
will
mind.
get to you
Yeah.
in a minute. Tessa!
I'm here.
Yes, you're not here. As the scene fades away, we open to a large highway in the middle of the desert. Panning across it is a big black semi-truck. Think Knight Rider. Yeah. You've been following it now for about 5 miles on your motorcycle. Yeah. Sweet motorcycle too.
Not one of these either.
No, one of these. And you're on it like this.
All right.
Lisa's day is made.
Yeah. So you're riding your motorcycle. You pull up beside the truck on the opposite side of the lane because there's not a lot of traffic coming along, and you wave to the driver, and then slow down and pull in behind the semi.
Okay.
The doors of the semi open up, and a ramp comes down. You drive onto the back of the semi, and the doors close themselves behind you as the ramp pulls itself up.
Okay.
So dangerous.
The trailer is empty, with the exception of a laptop on the floor plugged into a battery pack and a large Metapod.
Whoa.
It's a big battery pack.
You walk over to the laptop and flip it on, and there is your contact, operator. He's always your contact. He's been your contact since you started with the founders several years ago. New mission, Tessa. It is good to see you, but time is of the essence.
It's always of the essence.
We're inserting you into another team of metapilots.
Another one?
Some of them are the same as last time.
Okay.
I need you to get them to trust you.
Okay.
Stick with them. Let them think you're part of the team. I've rerouted their other metapilot leader to another metaverse. They'll never know the difference.
Okay.
You'll be taking her place as supposedly the team leader, or at least somebody with leadership skills. We sensed a lot of that.
Okay.
That should allow you to at least somewhat take control of the group.
Okay.
I don't know what you're going to be getting into. I know that they have a mole somewhere in that metaverse. I don't know if they're in the same location. I don't know if they're on the other side of the freaking galaxy. I don't even know how big that metaverse is.
Okay.
But I'm going to put you in with them as part of their team as closely as possible. It should work just like last time. What I need you to find out is where those bastards are keeping our kids, because that's where they're putting the pods.
Okay.
Find out where they keep the children.
Okay.
That's all you got to do.
Okay.
Hop on in, it's all warmed up.
Where am I going?
I don't know yet. Just get in the pod.
Fine.
As you get in the pods, your consciousness are pulled away from the real world into the new one. Thomas, you have been here for 3 weeks.
Oh, sweet.
This is a month-long vacation for you, okay? Now, because of the way the pods work, it's time dilation. So you only really get, like, it's been 3 weeks for you, but it's really only been 3 days inside the pod.
So 3 days in pilot world?
3 days in pilot world, 3 weeks in pod world. So in your mind, it's like you've had a 3-week vacation. Now, here's the coolest part.
Yeah.
You've been to a couple of cool worlds since you joined the program, like some really cool places. And honestly, this is possibly the best perk of the whole job. You spend 8 to 12 hours a day just running around trying to keep control of people and not have them freak out and make sure they maybe learn a little something on the way.
Right.
And in exchange, twice a year, you get to go into one of these pods and have the time of your life.
The program's benefit package really is second.
All you have to do is report
it's...
back kind of the stuff you see more or less.
Yeah.
Through the pod. Like, you don't even have to report back in person. You report through the pod. They're like, oh, you're like, oh yeah, high arcane energy, cool. Let's see, what else? High technology, there's spaceships everywhere. Okay, here's why this vacation is the best ever. You found yourself not only in a world that has super high technology and magic, but you have total access to both, and they treat you like you're royalty. Because you are. You find out over the first couple of days that you are what they call a magical space prince. Now, you have very limited magical abilities. You can basically, like...
But I play guitar like nobody's business.
Oh yeah, you're great. Like you can basically like sew stuff and like you can do like domestic house cleaning stuff. But this whole world is chock full of magical girls that basically run everything. And magic runs everything, and it's great because your only job as a magical space princess or as a magical space prince.
Am I a pretty drone?
You're a pretty drone, exactly. Like, you know everything there is to know about art and architecture and culture and history, and you're like so interesting to talk to. And all you have to do is make sure your hair is combed and that you look pretty good. And you are way better looking here than you are in your real life. Like, there's no ex-wife yelling at you all the time about this or that. Here is just an entire space station full of beautiful, magical women who you just have to get one of them to marry you. That's your whole job.
Challenge accepted.
Exactly. You think this is fantastic. Now, you're not the best space prince. You've met a few others.
This is the first time I'm watching LOTM, but I'm already using the hashtag MetaPoint because it seems useful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We can use them. They're going to need them soon.
We're gonna, we'll definitely need that.
So, apparently you popped into this body just at the right time because there's going to be basically a convention of these magical, beautiful women all on the same space station. They fly you on a spaceship, which they let you fly, which is basically like a space Corvette, all the way to Glamidron Palace. Glamidron Palace is obviously a large space city / spaceship that is the headquarters for Magical Space Princess Galaxy Force 5, the protectors of this and several other quadrants in the universe.
I assume I'm there by now?
You are there, and not only that, but you figure, like, okay, Space Princess Convention. This place is going to be chock full of space princes, always trying to, it's elbowing and stuff like that. This isn't even an issue. Your only real competition is an idiot. His name...
I like it. I like this already.
Yeah, he's Baron. His name is Baron, Prince of Mansplainen.
Wait, I thought you said he was Baron.
His name is Baron.
He's not Baron.
He's a magical space prince named Baron.
He's Baron.
Baron.
Prince of
Mansplainen.
Munchplain.
Yeah, he's not very good at talking to people.
But he likes to explain things.
But he really likes to explain things.
Especially to
Especially
the space princess.
Everybody from his sector is kind of like that.
Oh, we don't like that guy.
But they only recently switched to matriarchy in the last 100 years. About 600 years after everybody else.
She's like a dying breed.
Are we all there now?
Are we all there?
Yes, you got there a few weeks earlier because you've been setting up for the festivities.
These are premature, right?
Are we?
Oh yeah, they're premature.
Are we still here?
Yes.
You should be. You can go ahead and move yourselves to the middle, guys.
Middle?
Because we are getting there.
And I think he just said we don't need these yet.
Not
if you
yet?
don't want
Well,
to.
mine's on.
Or if you,
gonna
you're attached.
I'm in the middle. It's going on.
I'm in the middle. It's going
You do
on.
what you want.
What matters for Magical Space Princesses
you.
most of all
Stop
is that today
mansplaining.
is the most important day of the entire world, really. Not a day of the year. This is something that only happens once every couple of centuries, usually. We are going to have a brand new Magical Space Princess. You see, the Queen of the Trebon sector is giving up her crown to her daughter, Galexia, who is the leader of your group.
Yay.
The
Space Princess.
Magical Space Princess Galaxy Force 5. You are the height of what it is to be a space princess.
Oh, we're the space princesses.
That's right. You are there to protect all of your individual galaxies from threats domestic and foreign, from magical and mundane. You are the first and last line of defense. Militaries don't even need to exist anymore because they have Magical Space Princess Galaxy Force 5. Now, you've all been princesses for a while. You received your keepstones during the last coronations, which were a long, long time ago. And today is an auspicious day because our newest member. Now, let's introduce our space princesses, shall we? Tessa, you find yourself in the body of Vega, Magical Space Princess Blackstar from the Black Star system, a militant, scary place that was basically like the Empire from Star Wars up until just a few years ago. In fact, Vega is the very first magical space princess from Black Star.
I'm number one.
She has been groomed for leadership. Today, she is counting more than anything that the reins are just going to get handed over to her as the new leader of the Galaxy Force 5. Aquamarine, you find yourself in the body of Ricci, magical space princess Dynamax, Keeper of Time.
Keeper of Time.
Now, Dynamax is a system in which technology is king.
I already love this. I have the biggest smile on my face right now. #MetaPoint.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Technology's queen, right?
Huh?
Technology's queen.
Technology is queen. I'm sorry.
In the Dynamax system.
Oh, boy, Sparkle Sister saved me. I'm sorry. I don't
It's
even know what I
okay.
was thinking. I got to get woke before I start playing this game.
Rockstar helps with that.
Yes, it does. It's my fuel. I use this instead of blood.
Honestly, if we ever did get a sponsor, that should be the first one for you, would be
Yeah.
Rockstar.
Yeah,
It saves so much money.
we would save so much money. Rosie, you find yourself in the body of Avatar Zelenia, Magical Space Princess Burger Town Incorporated. From the Burger Town Incorporated system.
You can find a new love, Thomas. The great Cthulhu decrees it. Meow. #Thomas with #Thomas with.
Oh,
Thank you very
look
much,
at all
Chad.
those Thomas boofs. Magical Space Princess Burger Town Incorporated from the Burger Town Incorporated system, the biggest corporation in the universe. Jenica, congratulations. You get to be the girliest of the girly space princesses because you are none other than Eliana, Magical Space Princess Fabulon from the Fabulon system. To give you an idea of what the Fabulon system is like, Your castle is pink and has a kitty head on it.
Like, totally.
Totally.
Oh, and I do the moon, and she does the sun.
Right, you're the
Apologize to the great OD, but you have been outdone by the best timeshare pitch ever. How much money would I need to give per month to get in on this? And how would I go about getting one? Here's 10 towards hashtag Meta Meltdown.
Let's make those meta meltdowns happen. They don't know their character
Very
sheets today's, guys.
I know.
Today's the day to do it because they won't know what they're doing no matter whose sheet
We
they
don't know what we're
get.
doing anyway, so
Yeah.
it's just fine.
They got to see their sheets about 10 minutes before we started.
Right.
You know what their names were before they did.
No, we didn't. Twitter told me.
Oh yes, but Princess of the Moon,
Princess of the
Sun.
Keeper of the Moon, Keeper of the Sun.
I totally like Keep the Sun.
Shut up.
And with you, as always, is your fearless leader, Galexia, who is just a little bit taller than all of you, just a little bit tanner than all of you, just a lot bit blonder than all of you, and just bubbly as the day is long.
Like
and
the
you all hate her.
No, I like totally get along with her.
You
Shut
do.
up. You
but
do not.
But it's fake. She is fake, 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 and she always has been.
Oh, that's not acceptable.
Well, but she maintains all the proper space princess etiquettes at all times. She's actually been a pretty effective leader.
Okay.
I guess.
But today, she is ascending to queen, and the Cosmos Stone will go to a new princess. So, as you get to the party, it's mingling time. The cocktail hour has started. Princesses from all over the galaxies are here. Every young, eligible, magical girl who is of age, 16 or older, is here at this ceremony because they know as soon as the keepstone is removed from Galexia, it will find its new master.
Oh.
Very exciting, everyone. This is really an important day, and even Zelenia is excited to be here. Although she's not going to show it on her face, but she remembers when she got her keepstone and what a big moment it was for her, right?
Yeah.
Yes, she does. Sparkle
remember that
Sisters
day.
unite! Okay,
Yeah.
like I said, it's the cocktail hour. The food has been prepared by the greatest chef in the known galaxy, Chadwick Jr., Magical Space Prince Esteban.
Oh.
From the Esteban system.
I totally like heard about him.
Yes.
He's really good with the food.
He is quite a catch, and he is known to be a gourmand extraordinaire. The buffet table is piled high with everybody's favorite foods.
It's
And
a
I mean
buffet?
literally, if you have a favorite food, he heard about it and he put it on this table just for you with a name tag with your name on it.
Oh.
I'm gonna drop a couple meta points already.
Good man. 2 meta points
Yeah,
down. It's okay, we've got a couple today. We can actually use those.
Thank you, Chad. You should be like wearing your crown.
So this is really the time that you have before the coronation starts to talk to each other and figure out what the heck you're doing here. Because although your princesses know why they're here and who they are, your pilots are kind of lost. This is probably your first time in space, for example.
So, am I in the kitchen right then, or am I out?
No, you are out. You are out at the table presenting everything as it shows up.
Ladies, princesses, it is wonderful to see you all.
It's wonderful.
Oh.
You go first.
I was just gonna say we're princesses.
Tell them it's wonderful to be here too.
It's wonderful to be here too.
I totally ignore my sister. It's really great to be here. Thanks, but you can totally call us princesses because that's what we are. We are princesses,
Absolutely.
not just the
Have you
ladies.
checked out the buffet table?
Oh yes, I see everyone's favorite food, even if we didn't tell you.
Yep, did some research.
What kind of research did you do?
Use some space Google.
Oh, Space Google
Yep.
0.3 or 0.97?
The latest edition.
Oh, okay.
I'm scooping
Oh,
food
that's
in
true.
my
You're
purse
the
as they're
you're from
talking.
I forget that high tech
For later.
world.
Dynamite.
Sneakily.
Dynamax.
Okay.
Galexia, your fearless leader, walks right up, slaps Vega on the hand.
Whoa!
Princesses do not steal.
I'm not stealing if it has my name on it.
Boom!
Still. Please. Taste, class. That's what we're here for.
Well,
Sparkle
then you
Sisters.
should leave Galexia.
Today is a very important day for me, Zelenia. and I would just appreciate it if you could just at least pretend to be a regular space princess for just one day.
Well, then I would like you to pretend to be nice for just one
You're
day.
in front of people, go.
You hit Vega in front of everyone.
I gave her
Princess
a
etiquette,
love
you
tap,
guys.
Ricci.
No one touches my sparkle sister, okay?
It's okay, I can handle it.
We're
Sorry,
all
I took
Sparkle
my own
sisters here.
food. I'll wait until we begin eating or whatever.
If you're gonna take things and put them in your purse, at least have your pinky out. Look, I know you're from Black Star and you're used to just being all broody and stompy, but you have to shape up around here because we are happy Sparkle sisters. That's the look I was looking for. Good job, girls. And who is this?
I was just gonna introduce myself, Princess Galexia. It is
who is
Prince
this?
Chadwick. It is wonderful to make your acquaintance.
I do not like bearded men. And she walks away.
She's the worst.
She's the worst. I'm sorry she didn't acknowledge your princess etiquette.
Now, you were all tastefully talking about this under your breath where the rest of the princesses can't hear, right?
I assume we have a private table as we are already.
Yes, well, you are technically the honored guest because everyone else here is a magical girl.
Are we like totally
What are they
sitting at like
gonna
the
name?
head table?
Yeah, I feel like we're special.
But you are bona fide. You have, you're bona fide. You get to sit at the queen's table. You are space princesses.
Do we like totally have like people coming up and asking for autographs and stuff?
Well, they all want to know about you.
Certain space princesses might want to watch who they give love. Tabs 2. Some Sparkle sisters come equipped with an AC 20. Hashtag off above, hashtag tested above, hashtag
Thank you.
Rosie.
Thank you.
It's okay. I deserve that.
What is my
it's
butt
fine.
called?
Ms. Haxor.
Miss
Ms.
Haxor?
Haxor.
Miss Haxor.
Oh, Miss Haxor. Okay.
Thank you, Jeff.
That's good. Hold on.
Cool.
The only other space prince on this entire station that you can see is Baron.
Yeah.
Monsplainen.
Mansplainer.
I
Prince
go
of
up to him.
Mansplainen.
How many space bucks are you worth?
Got quite the portfolio of investments. Back
we
on
see-
Esteban, you know, my accounts are considered to be worth their weight in money.
It is well known that Chad is one of the richest men on the Esteban system.
Yes, we know. Thank you. Anyway, do you have some kind of paper trail for the things that you're claiming right now?
Of
Oh,
course,
yes.
if people have a paper trail. They're killing trees all the time.
Well, you know, some of the trees on Esteban are quite fierce, so we have been known to lock ourselves in mortal combat with them.
Like I can totally tell he's worth his merit just because the food is super good. Like, have you guys tried it? It's super good. I mean, I know Galexia totally slapped your hand, but have you had a
But-
chance to like taste it yet?
Yeah,
It's
he
really
cooks. He cooks very well, but does he make balloon animals? And he makes this fantastic, some sort of gorgon creature out of a balloon.
Hey,
Would
what
know
am I
by-
supposed to do with a balloon animal?
It's fun. It's for kids in case you want babies.
A balloon animal is gonna give me babies. I don't think you know how this works, bro.
I don't think you know how this works.
Speaking of that, how many women have you lain with?
Oh.
The
Well, you know,
answer is
I don't mean to brag, but you know, my number it's
0.
Oh.
It's your duty.
Quick reminder. Please remind these ladies not to cross Princess River while they are at it. She can kill you with her brain. We think. Also, be absolutely sure not to mention Princess Serena's hair. Those are not meatballs. Hashtag MetaPoint.
They are not.
you.
Thank you for the meta point. Hey, Matt's on, guys. Everybody say hi to Nick.
Hey, Matt.
Oh.
I assure you that I'm a very eligible bachelor prince.
So 0. I'll write it down.
She's recording that.
I have nothing to be ashamed of.
That's okay.
I'm only fulfilling the proper etiquette for the land of Esteban.
Oh, okay.
So there is usually during these banquets a place where all of the princes stand and a place where all of the magical girls stand. Because magical guys are a lot more rare than magical girls and their powers suck, but they're kind of necessary to procreate the bloodline.
Yeah.
The man side of the room, the area which we would call the smoking section in most restaurants, it's emptier than like a Fall Out Boy concert on a school night. It's just there's nobody in there. Just Baron and occasionally Chad, who wander in and out, grabbing the big meat. because they have their own food table with big meat on it. Anything that's on a bone. Turkey legs, for example. Chad's been carrying around a turkey leg all night, in fact.
So Baron, what do you think of the princesses this evening?
Well, they all look lovely as usual. I would marry and sex down with any one of them.
Wow.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm catching your wavelength.
Is that how
So what? So tell me, Chad, does no balloons?
No, I do sculpture.
No, I mean for the sexing.
Oh, well, some ladies might be into it. It just depends on their personal preference.
This is not proper princess etiquette.
It was like popping a balloon.
Do we hear this?
No, we're in the man section.
They're over in the man section. However, I mean, you could use your magic to hear if you wanted. There are things you can do. Keep in mind that you are the keepers of your particular elements, and you have certain abilities that you can fudge to do things you normally wouldn't be able to do.
I totally have adoption space.
sorcery.
What is that? I don't really know
That
what
means when so you in your normal form, which is what you're in right now, you are just pretty princesses with some magical powers and wands and things like that. But you can turn into your battle form by touching your wand to your gem and saying your full name.
The Magical Princess Fabula? Or Eliana Magical Space Princess Fabulon?
You can just say Magical Space Princess Fabulon and then...
And go like this. And then I would...
No. There has to be a bigger motion. We can't not just like this.
I understand. What would it do? I don't know that I want to do it yet. I don't know if I want to do it yet.
That's not a good idea.
Know what it does.
This is changing into Magical Space Princess form is largely the same as being in a movie theater and drawing a gun or a rocket launcher or a nuclear weapon.
I don't want to do that here.
Yeah, this is not polite company.
I'd rather just drink my pink bubbles.
When are we going to get to the announcement?
Well, it is just about to come. This is a very exciting night, like I said, because Queen Loriana of the Trebon system, former Magical Space Princess Trebon, is about to hand over her crown to Galexia, which is exciting for two reasons. One, brand new queen, brand new princess. Two, you get rid of Galexia.
God.
She goes away. Sure, she can give you orders from time to time if you're in her system, but she's finally out of your hair. And that's the important thing for all of us, I think.
I am never going back to her.
Will she still be on the market, though?
Yes, she, as a queen, has to marry. Although magical space princesses who are part of a Sentai team like this don't marry until they retire.
Like Alexia is doing.
Like Galexia is doing.
I'm spending 2 points.
Ooh, going more princess. Okay.
Yeah, I'm spending 1.
All right. 2 and 1. I can do that math almost.
Okay.
Oh, we're all doing
Oh,
it.
5
We're
just
doing
went.
it.
Thank you, Chad.
Take a check. Just need one
You're
more.
down to 1.
I've got you down to 1.
For the Emperor of Zathras. Oh, wait, that's the other avatar. Oh well, hashtag meta meltdown.
Wait till we get into combat, guys, because it probably will happen knowing this group
Immediately.
of folks. The trumpets begin to play.
royal trumpets?
Yes.
I totally love the brassy sound of those trumpets. They're golden
they're beautiful,
and
but
shining.
Those trumpets
More
are
than
700
anything,
years old.
this signifies the entry of Queen Loriana as she floats down from the top of the staircase in just all of her princessy glory.
She's so princess.
She doesn't look a day over 16, even though she is 312 years old.
Bitch.
And technically none of you look a day over 16, because that's when you stop
exactly
aging.
true.
But she floats down, does a couple of spins, and lands. Her dress is voluminous and pink, and it is
I totally love her dress.
absolutely
Guys,
perfect.
I totally want to get a version of that.
Shut up, you're ruining it.
And you're just sitting back and enjoying the show, because this is literally one of the most beautiful women in the entire universe.
Yes.
And you kind of look over at Baron to be like, huh? And he's He seems bored. He seems bored to the point where it looks like maybe he's starting to nod off a little bit.
Hey, wake up. You're missing all the fun.
And then you feel kind of a yawn. And you're like, am I tired? You're not tired. You've got plenty of sleep. You got exactly 8 hours of sleep, and your workout shouldn't have tired you out too much. And sure, you did a lot of cooking, but the magic did most of the heavy lifting.
I could nap.
You could, but it's more like 4 beer and a big meal drunk. You know, like you're that kind of tired. Like,
Satisfied.
but you're not bored. This is still, I mean, she's still something to look at. And this is great. Well, Loriana lands on her DS and she stands there and she's, magical space princess, Galaxy Force 5, my honored guests.
Hi.
And my very own daughter, Galexia, come here, darling. Galexia walks up and kneels.
Hashtag system shock because why not?
Because why not?
I can't think of a reason why not.
Thank you, Chef.
Let's actually just, let's just drop that system shock right now.
System shock.
That's when we
Where he
move.
rolls
That's where I'm
the
gonna
die
be.
and
I'm
puts
gonna
it
be rolling to move you on your.
C.
Yeah. So, Lisa, excuse me,
All of our
Tessa.
Tessa.
Tessa, you are going to be one away from pilot side.
Okay.
Aquamarine, you're right in the middle.
Back to where it was.
Rosie, all the way pilot.
Oh.
Help.
Jenica, all the way pilot. All the way Avatar.
Yeah, best vacation ever.
All right.
Neutral.
It was.
We're not in combat, right?
Nope.
We are not in combat.
Oh, sorry, ladies. I'm using that last meta point. Ah!
That's okay.
That's how the
That's
game
okay.
works.
You gotta use them. Gotta use them.
I don't want to be a low player.
Fair.
Queen Loriana beckons you all to bow in front of her, and you do, and then you stand, and everybody else continues bowing while you're standing, and then eventually everybody stands up. Just the bowing process alone takes about 10 minutes.
Of course, the formal bowing.
I mean, closer to 9, but 10 sounds better. It's a round number. But it's a long time. You are so used to this. You thought it went very quickly. Like the changing of the guard, added smooth. Well, sleepy. More, big turkey leg,
Food
4
coma.
beers. Yeah, food coma. It feels like food coma.
Okay.
Nothing wacky happening. And there's applause, of course, at the end. Queen Loriana begins talking about each one of you and what a great protector you have been, and how she hopes whoever the Keepstone chooses is as good a leader to you as her own daughter, Galexia, the queen, will be. Now, a quick note about Magical Girl tradition.
Oh, yes.
When a queen gives up her crown to her heir, she dissipates into nothingness. It marks the end of a space princess's life. When the queen steps down from her throne, she goes out and becomes part of the arcane, part of whatever element she came from.
Never having children.
As Jenica, I'm horrified about this.
She's
It's
been
like committing
queen.
suicide.
She's been queen for 312 years. Okay,
wow.
she was a princess for you don't know how long before that.
She's done.
She's just, I think she, this is traditionally, I mean, she's about 12 years longer than you really usually rule as a queen. She's been a great queen. There's been a few wars here and there, but she's put them all down. She seems fair and just. It's been good. So this is a bittersweet event, keep in mind. So the beginnings of her speech are emotional, but she touches you a little bit. Your hearts, not with her hands or anything weird.
No,
But
of
like
course
with her
not.
emotions,
We get it.
because Sparkle sisters understand each other on a sisterly level.
It's the most important friendship.
Yeah.
When my Sparkle system called me to serve, I served. When again it called me to ascend the throne, I ascended, giving my keepstone to my daughter Galexia. Today, it calls on me again. It's time to step down, to crown my daughter queen, and to have her in turn step up and choose a successor to her keepstone.
Seems like you might need this hashtag meta point.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. We needed it.
Good on you, chat.
I think I'm
Good on you.
I'm gonna use that one.
I'm gonna use one too. We got
Wait. Wait.
I thought
So
about
are we
using
back
both
down to
before you guys
0?
had it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I can't do this without being princified. Princess.
Hey, everybody wants to be a princess. That's part of the.
It's a ceremony. We need to.
This is the ceremony. You all need to be as princessy as possible for the ceremony.
Yes.
Plus, you've all worn nice things today. I wouldn't want to ruin that for you.
It's true.
Make them more spacey.
So, as she finishes this speech up, Galexia kneels with her crown, and her keepstone is kept in the middle of her forehead. Now, yours, as you can see, are attached to your crowns, but your actual avatars, they are embedded into your forehead. It's a big deal. They don't come out easy. But with a wave of her hand, Loriana uses a bit of what could only be some of the last of her magic to draw the keepstone out of her head, and there's a glow around Galexia's head,
This music is so helping right now.
and the stone floats out a few feet in front of her and begins to spin as it looks around the room.
Sparkle sisters help each other out, even if I am only a sparkle sister in my heart. Hashtag meta point.
We're all Sparkle sisters.
We're all Sparkle sisters,
one
Liz.
more.
We're all Sparkle sisters.
Yes, I'm taking one more. We both took one.
Me too.
Okay, take 4 away.
Full princess. Almost.
Look at
I am
all of
going
these
to love this
princesses.
for the
I just love that you're that you're so into being princesses right now. As I said, the stone, the Cosmos Stone, the most powerful stone of all of the Galaxy Force 5. It controls the cosmos. She can create, in her heyday, she could create weapons from nothing and use the very powers of creation.
I want it.
And you're hoping it chooses you as it spins around the room.
What happens to their stones if it chooses them?
It would.
I mean,
Basically the same thing. It would pop out and
okay.
like it's not completely unprecedented.
Musical chair situation.
Yeah, it's a musical chair situation. But right now there are 174 young girls in this room, some between the ages of 16 and 1600.
I thought Galexia was getting it.
Well, Galexia's stone is leaving because she's getting the crown.
Oh, but does it guarantee her the stone?
No.
No, the stone.
We're back in it.
The stone goes where it wants. The stone chooses its master. And there are 174 girls in here.
Oh man.
And as you look around the room, just trying to look into their eyes to see, like, oh, is it gonna be me? Is it gonna be me? You notice that every single one of them is asleep.
What? What?
Every girl in this room who is not you is asleep.
Why would you sleep right now, dumb?
Does anybody want to make a perception check?
Yes.
Am I unconscious?
You are not unconscious. You're just kind of drowsy and a little bit slurry.
What do I need to roll like perception?
What do we need to roll?
Well, I got a 19.
That's going to be a mind check for anybody who doesn't have the perception skill.
I got a 5, and I only need a 7 and
That's
under.
great. So you beat it by 2?
I got a 6.
6, okay.
I totally failed mine.
You beat yours by 4, though. And she only beat hers by 2. Okay, so you notice that there is not a single awake person in the whole room except for you guys and, of course, Galexia, who's kind of standing there mid-trance with a gem floating in front of her and a crown floating above her head.
Where's the queen?
Like they're frozen?
The queen is standing there in front of her, just kind of waiting for the stone to choose somebody.
But like the queen.
But these girls are all asleep. What you notice that your partner does not, with your slightly better roll, is that some of these girls are kind of foaming from the mouth a little bit.
Oh no! Some of them are foaming from the mouth. We have to help them right now.
I could do a totally blinding flash. Maybe wake them up.
Maybe. Why don't we go and maybe
might
look
kill
at them? Yeah.
Chad,
Yeah.
things are getting really, really weird.
It's like that time I went to Rigel.
Yeah, it's like you're really drunk, or it's like that time you went to Rigel, and like the words are kind of going whoa, 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 whoa.
Here are 3 hashtag meta points just in case we need to do any voting.
That's not a bad idea.
Voting.
Hey, Baron, are you tripping balls?
You kind of look over to where he was, like sleeping a minute ago, and you don't see him.
Well, heck.
And there the stone floats and floats and floats and floats and floats.
I want to check on the girls.
But like you're supposed to stand in this spot for the ceremony.
I'm not moving.
You're ready for that stone.
Yep.
It's coming.
Come on!
Vega.
So you're kind of looking around like, what's going on? Like these, first of all, there's no way all these girls could normally be asleep. And you're thinking you're just about to do something when the queen, Loriana, just kind of cocks her head a little bit and smiles.
I get scared and go invisible.
And reaches out and puts the crown back on her head.
What? Loriana?
And then she reaches out to the stone and grabs a hold of it. As she does that, the glow around the stone goes out and turns black.
Oh.
And she lets go. And there is this void of space where the stone used to be. And it explodes outward in a flash.
What? Queen Loriana, what's going on?
I need everybody.
I'm making a meta
I'm gonna
point.
cut a bitch.
Okay,
I'm taking another
Hold on. I'm sorry, you can't yet. You have to go back to where you just were. Now we are going to be in rounds, and you cannot use a meta point unless it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Whose turn is it?
I don't need initiative yet. I want, actually, yeah, go ahead and roll initiative. Just go ahead and do it.
Oh God, 14.
Add your ACV to that.
Yep.
ACV. So, like, because I have like
8,
do that.
So
okay.
22.
Okay.
The 12 with the battle armor, is that what I do, or the 8?
No, you don't have battle armor on right now.
So 29.
So you got 22,
21.
21,
22.
22,
29.
29.
Of course you get to go first.
You love me.
I'm
Wait, you
after
wanted a
them
higher
all.
one?
You're after them all. All right.
16, which seems fitting given where
thought we
we've
wanted to
been.
roll low.
We do, except on initiative. I don't know why it works like that, but it does. Okay, damn, you're not going first. Okay. Not to give that away, but you're not going first.
Okay.
Don't worry, I didn't just kill everybody. That's only initiative. That won't happen until about halfway through the second round. Save them.
It's like my first
As
day.
a-
It's a magical princess.
I need you all to make a body check. Actually, except you. You're over on the boy side. So you're fine.
Oh God.
Like,
I need all of my princesses to make a body
Got a
check.
6 and I beat by 4.
Okay.
How are you rolling so low? I don't know.
are you rolling 12s?
Oh no, she's on the 10.
She's rolling 10s.
10s.
Oh. Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, no.
Nobody made. You made your body check,
I rolled 11.
Oh,
so you didn't quite make yours.
I didn't make it.
All right, so we had one. So you just instinctively, like, do like one of those matrixy back bends without even thinking about it. You're just leaning back like you know you're supposed to. How much did you miss yours by?
3.
You missed yours by 3. Because you have a slight amount of premonition, if you're willing to spend a meta point on your turn, I'm willing to let that attack miss you.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course.
Just because you didn't know you could do that.
Right.
That's your one. Everybody
Cool.
gets one.
Everybody gets one.
So you two will be missed. You two will be hit. All it does is knock you to the ground. You're not hurt.
Great.
But your vision is kind of blurry, and you're not going to be able to necessarily do a full action this round. Oh, you're not going to do any action this round. You're not able to do a full action this round.
Okay.
Because the flash was loud enough to kind of blind you and deafen you.
Yeah.
Baron, I like how they've changed the entertainment here. Really intense.
As you knock to the ground, you were there for the explosion. So here's what you saw, Chad. As because they didn't actually get to see what happened. Like you were far enough away where you saw that stone go out, and basically it shot out in a black disc. It's like paper thin at about, head height, forehead height.
Oh.
And it just really cuts off the top of Princess Galexia's pretty little head. And it slides down. Now they don't see the sliding, they just hear a second later as the top of her skull hits the floor.
That sounds like a skull.
It does. It sounds exactly like a skull to you.
I didn't like her, but I didn't want her to die.
Karma.
I think they're going
lore
off
for you.
script.
That's life.
And
Chat, get it together, man. Hashtag will rule.
we got a cool rule coming up. All right, those are my very, very favorite.
Hell.
That's funny. That's new for me.
Oh, it is. It's
The
true.
rule of cool. Yeah.
The rule of cool.
Read what it does.
You know how to do them, right?
I just read the
got a thing,
description.
If you
So
win,
Queen
you actually
Loriana
do
is
it.
standing there holding, like where this black stone used to be, just
Yeah.
holding out there, smiling, and that smile turns into like a laugh, like an actual evil cackle.
She just killed her daughter.
None of you have ever seen an evil cackle before.
What?
This is
What
not
did she
something
do?
you've ever had to experience.
Being princesses.
I don't like
Okay,
it, though.
Vega, you have,
Yeah.
because most people who come from where you are evil overlords.
Right.
You've heard this sound before?
Yes, it's terrible, but it's kind of normal.
It is the unmistakable sound of
Betrayal.
maniacal laughter.
It's betrayal, guys. She betrayed.
All these princesses are still sleeping.
But they're still.
And Loriana's laugh turns into a gloat, because that's what villains do. She's like, you foolish bitches. You think I want to die? Then I'm just going to lie down and die.
But that's the
For
way.
you.
That's for everyone.
I don't blame you.
And this one was going to rule the galaxy. Don't lose your head, sweetie.
It's too.
There is a look in the Queen's eyes that you have not seen before. Maybe it's the murder. Maybe it's Maybelline. You don't know for sure.
Maybe she's under
Only
a
her
spell.
hairdresser
I
does.
use my
Only her hairdresser knows for sure.
spell to fuck up her hair.
Okay, so you've decided that we are going to attack.
Yeah,
You are
yes.
going to attack
Yes.
specifically. And you get to go right after you. So, again, you only get, you get
I
no
don't
action this round.
do
You have to,
anything,
you can
right?
get up. That's about it.
Okay. Okay. I'd like to get up, and can I fly like away? Because I can fly fast.
You can't do any movement
So I
or
can't
any
do
physical
anything.
action. You can
I
do
just
you
get
can
up.
do something observant or
Get that. Get that.
Okay. I don't know that I have anything observant.
you
Can I heal anyone? No, I can't do that either.
Not yet.
Okay.
Which brings us
I'm
to
standing
Vega.
up.
Vega, that's you.
Do your cosmetology.
Well, I'm rethinking that. I'm wondering if I should just intimidate or fuck with gravity. I have some options.
Mm-hmm.
I can only fuck with my own personal gravity. I can't float us all out of here.
You can only affect personal gravity of one person at a time.
Oh. Well, then I'm gonna personal gravity fuck up your gravity.
My gravity personally,
Yeah.
so I'll float out of my chair and hit the ceiling of the studio.
Yeah,
or
really hard. I'm gonna hit you
Oh,
right
are
really
you
hard.
going after Loriana, the queen,
Yes.
who I was just playing? I
Yeah.
understand that we are quite alike in lots of ways.
Pretty much.
So you are going to attempt to personal gravity her and have her go up to the ceiling and just float around where she
Yeah,
can't
and
really
have
do
her
anything.
dress go over her head so everyone
Oh,
can
yeah.
see her hideous
That is
underwear.
the way to do it.
It's probably really fucking cute underwear.
Well,
Don't need that anyway. Okay. And you need to roll to hit her, basically, using a sorcery roll. You can roll 2d10 for that.
okie dokie. I rolled 11, and I needed a 16.
And you needed a 16, so you beat your roll by 5, which is a great number to beat your roll by. Let's see if she can get her defense up. Oh no, she already failed her defense. So she does. As she's left, she starts floating around.
Temper upside down.
Okay, next.
They're tied.
That's you. You guys are tied.
I want to isolate her in a slow bubble, so
Okay.
that her time is slowed. And we
To
have
keep
more
her
time
from
to figure it
keep
out.
her from acting.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, can I get a sorcery roll from you?
Okay.
I rolled a 12, and
And you need
I had to get below a 16.
Yes. Okay, you beat your by 4.
Yes.
All right, she is going to lose her move action this round. Congratulations, that's very good.
Time bubble.
Okay, 22, number 3. So I need 21. That's you.
I stand up angrily.
Good. Yeah.
Can I pull out my crescent blades?
You can no, because your wand turns into your weapon.
Ah, my wand. Okay. Well, I pull my wand out.
That you can do. You can have your wands
I stand
ready.
up and I've got it ready.
Okay, sounds good.
We all need wands.
Chad, I'm afraid you can't act this round.
I just want to keep eating.
Yeah,
Is
you,
that okay?
you do keep eating, and things just keep sounding weirder and weirder and weirder.
But I can kind of see what's going on. Is that right? Like the fight?
Yeah, but it's more like a show than it is a fight.
Yeah!
Shut up.
Like, why is he screaming?
Woo!
Oh!
I will destroy.
Have we been aware of
I
him?
have an idea. She lost her turn, right?
She loses her move action next round, but we are moving on to the next round, and she starts.
Like, totally.
But she lost her move.
Right, she can't move anywhere. Also, she couldn't have moved anywhere anyway because she was.
She's slowed down.
She is slowed down, so she basically loses all of her movement. She can't go anywhere in the Citadel except the square that she's in, which is just floating there in the middle of the room, unable to touch anything. It's a
What
bad
does her
place to be.
underwear look like?
Like a sucker.
Huh?
What does her underwear look like?
You don't see it. She has a lot of petticoats.
Oh.
Lot of petticoats.
Traditional
She's a
petticoats
queen.
for the queen, of course.
Like,
Okay.
it's gonna be not until next round where you can see her underpants.
Okay.
And they're gonna be the polka dotted bloomers that come down to her knees.
Also traditional.
Also traditional.
Okay.
I think like totally all the princesses are wearing them like right now.
Standard issue.
Maybe.
All right, so she is going to attempt to dispel what you did. And being the queen of the, and she rolled 1 and she
Oh yeah.
she lowers herself back down to the ground,
Okay.
but she can do no other actions this round. All right, princesses, what do you do?
Can I like summon my battle armor because I feel like I'm way more powerful when I have that.
I feel like you are too.
Okay, I would totally like to do that. Does it take like an entire turn, or can I just
It
do
takes
it?
the
and then
entire
go?
because it's a transformation sequence. There is a point where nobody can attack you during this time, but you do float up into the air, spin around for a round. All of your clothes fly off, and your battle armor comes on.
So do I need to like?
But you're backlit enough where
That's
nobody
how
sees
exciting
anything.
it is.
Do I do like the thing with this?
Yeah,
Is that this?
I got to see it. Like that is something that has to happen. We can wait until everybody is resituated.
Not the other part that would
Now-
become the service issue.
I'm going to give you guys a note about transformations.
Okay.
The more in sync you are with each other, the bigger bonuses you are going to get for doing things together. And a lot of the things that you are designed to do are things together. So, if everybody was going to transform, for example, if you all did it, held your action and all did it at the same time, I would give you a bonus based on everybody who was the most in sync.
Okay, Sparkle Sisters, I really think that I would be way more powerful if I totally like summoned my battle armor. How does everybody else feel about this plan?
What's your plan?
What's your plan,
Sparkle
Vega?
sister?
Can I talk to them about my plan?
Yes, because...
Spit it out.
Tell us.
What if I used my gravity shit?
Wait, could you,
Speak
do
up.
is that, yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay, fine. I use my gravity powers to open her hands, and it releases the stone, and then you use your turn to get the fucking stone.
Okay, I guess I explained that poorly, and that's my fault, and I'm sorry, but the stone exploded
But like the stone is
and turned into a giant disc of cutting off princess head.
So what's it doing right now?
she's
And,
gone.
And,
It's gone?
And now that you're looking, it took out about half of the magical girls who were sleeping in the audience too, just at the angle it was at.
So she has a crown with no stone?
She has a stone in her crown, sure,
It
but
was Galexia's stone.
it was Galexia's stone.
And
From her
Galexia's totally
forehead.
dead.
There is now no Cosmos stone.
And no Galexia.
Queen Loriana, why are you doing this?
Okay, so like, have we decided that like battle? Yes, armor thing.
Shouldn't we ask her what's going on? Maybe she'll tell us.
Yeah, and maybe she'll throw another stone
She
at
tells
us.
us
Yeah,
why.
you can't trust her. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
so she's
head
gonna
off.
die.
Yeah, she like totally didn't want to.
I've never been like this before.
Armor up.
Do you think it's really her?
Like
Yeah.
Sparkle Sisters, let's totally get our wands and do a little thingy and touch it to the thingies so we can like totally do this, okay?
All right, let's just do it.
Okay.
Now, if you are going to go in
Yeah.
like and do an actual transformation sequence, if you shout out basically just your elements for that first part of the transformation,
Okay.
starting with the legs, so it'd be sun, moon, time, and space,
Okay.
which is going in that order. So you can just shout out like that as the stone touches the wand. You just shout out whatever your keepstone is.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready.
Are you guys all doing this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're Sparkle Sister agreeing to it.
Stars. Can we call her Star Sisters?
You
Only
can call them
private.
Star Sisters.
Only
They are
private.
Sparkle Sisters.
All right.
You're a special
Like, are we
star.
totally ready, ladies?
Yeah.
Okay. Dun, 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 sun!
Moon!
Time!
Space!
Yeah!
You all lift up into the air and start spinning around.
We're doing it.
And then fall right onto your butts.
Oh, you're missing. You don't.
The Cosmos Stone has been destroyed.
Oh.
The power that holds all of your powers together is no longer there.
So we can't
So-
transform.
At least you know now.
So right now you can't transform.
You can't use anything?
You can use your magic, just like you've been doing. It works just fine. Your
Oh.
wands still work. But
Question.
getting your weapons and transforming is impossible right now.
Ignore the
can't
stuff
use our
from summon
weapons?
battle armor.
Your weapons happen
our
during your
strength.
transformation.
What a waste of a turn!
Down.
No, but okay, I can.
Like,
use
since
these.
we can't do that,
Half the girls in the audience are dead. The other half are asleep and foaming at the mouth from the food poisoning you didn't notice because of your magical powers.
like
was
we ate the food and it totally didn't.
Meanwhile, back over on the
dump it
boys'
out
side
my
of the room,
purse. I don't want that food.
a light appears before you. It's a beautiful princess. And she is looking right at you. She's not super easy to understand.
Chadwick, the Space Princess Esteban. What is your name?
Sounds
My
hot.
name is Chadwick, Space Prince Esteban.
What do I call you?
Chadwick, Space Prince.
And you're like, do you mean for short?
You want a short name? Chad?
Chad.
Chad.
Chad. And things start to clear up just a little bit, and the beautiful glowing woman is still in front of you. You see nothing else. Chad, I am not familiar with Chad.
Are you single?
What powers is Chad?
People say I'm very good listener. I cook well. I can dance.
Maybe.
He's a virgin.
I make friends easily.
He's late.
Friendship. The woman gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller
Are
until she's
you single?
and you can see that she is because she's only like this big now. And she gets all rainbow colored, and then you feel a searing, burning, hot pain in your forehead. And the last 30 seconds kind of come back to you. The glowing lady didn't say. The glowing lady. She did not say, what is your name? She called you by your name. She asked you what your domain was. And you told her, Chad. When she asked for clarification, you told her, friendship. But now you have a crown on your head with a jewel stuck in your forehead.
Uh-oh.
And your turkey leg is glowing.
Can I still eat it?
You're too hairy to be a princess.
Yeah, do we feel like a shift or
There is a sudden shift.
like a
Like, what you just landed on your butts, and all of a sudden it's like you're just right back up on your feet again. Like you feel this strength coming through you, and you're not sure where it's from, but you know exactly what it means.
there's a new princess?
Yes,
Where is she?
Well, it means your power is back more than anything. Not necessarily that there's a new princess.
Sparkle Sisters, there must be a new Sparkle
And
Sister.
Cosmic powers
And
back.
Chad, you know you have to help them. Whatever it takes, you know you have to help them. Help them, Chad. You're their only hope, Chad.
Ladies, I'm here to help.
I double over in a fit of laughter.
What?
The queen attacks.
I've totally like never seen that like this before.
Wait. Prince Esteban!
Prince Esteban.
Yeah.
You're one of us now. You're a Sparkle Sister. sister.
No, I need to use my cosmetology on him and I'll fix it.
No, Vega, you need to make a defensive check because she just shot a spell right at you.
God. I rolled an 11.
You rolled an 11, and what's your DCV normally?
It's 8.
It's 8, but you were using gravity powers at the time, so I'm gonna say she didn't completely mess you up, but you do take 50 points of damage minus whatever your armor is for today, which I didn't tell you.
Wait, what?
Oh, I meant to ask you that earlier.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Patreon has given you guys bonuses today to help you during these trying times.
Thank
I
God,
do sparkle,
'cause that
bro.
almost would've
I
wiped
do
me out.
sparkle.
That's that you have 10 points of armor, so that'll take away
That
10
goes
points.
to my health.
No,
That
armor.
takes off damage before you take it. So if you take 50 points of damage, you only take 40 points of damage.
Off my health.
Off of your health.
85.
Yes,
So I got 45.
correct.
Poopy, can I borrow this?
And you also get a +3 bonus to any one roll today. You can add that after you roll if you want to. Okay? That's the Patreon subscribers who got that for you.
Thanks,
Make sure you thank them. Aquamarine, you have 10 points of armor and a +5 today.
Sweet. Thank you.
Rosie, you got 20 points of armor. Yeah, you got 20 points of armor and a +1 bonus to any roll. Not a huge bonus, plenty of armor though.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Jenica, 20 points of armor and a +2 bonus because people like you more than Maggie.
No, that's not true.
Stop it. And of course, Chad, our new player, gets 10 points of armor and a +8 to any roll he wants. I'm rolling with a +5 today and 10 points of armor for any one NPC that I choose. I choose Loriana, just so we're clear. I would have chosen Galexia, but somebody blew her head in half.
I'm just so surprised that she did this. It doesn't make sense.
All right, I'm just laughing at.
Okay, now with
I'm
that
gonna be
attack,
enjoying this
she
music
flies.
for the
She
next 5
flies
minutes.
across to the other side of the room, where the boys would be if there were any boys.
I'm still here.
Can we transform
You're still there.
now?
Yes,
need
as
the
a matter of
extra
fact,
armor.
it's now the princess's turn.
Okay.
If you want to call for another transformation,
Yes.
Yes.
Are you ready,
do-
Princess Devon?
Okay, we do
Yes.
this.
What are you, Princess?
Like that.
I just
Don't mess
instinctively
this
know.
up.
Yeah, what are you?
Friendship? Is he friendship?
Chad?
Chad.
Chad.
It's Chad.
Power of Chad. Whatever
So-
like that totally is. I have no
Oh,
idea.
Chad.
But
So,
whatever, we're
son-
totally gonna work with that.
Starting with Sun and ending with Chad. Ready?
Ready? Hold on. Okay. Sun.
Moon.
Time!
Space.
Chad.
Worth it. Totally worth it. Yes, you all begin floating up into the air, spinning around as the light behind you burns your clothes asunder and your battle armor flies out of nowhere.
Oh, we have modesty lights flying around us.
Modesty lights are flying around you. There are no nipples or dickles showing.
Dickles.
Dickles. I don't know why I said dickles. I
Dick and
apologize.
testicles together.
Chad! I just wanted to see it happen. As you all spin around, the armor flies out from nowhere. Now all of you are wearing some very, very powerfully armored halter tops and mini skirts with tall, tall boots with high heels.
Tall boots.
And blades in the high heels.
That's like
All of your wands,
point of order.
all of your wands turn into your weapons. Tessa, you have the Void Razor, a mystical katana that can cut through space itself and create black holes in the wounds of its victims. Ricci, you pull out Chrono Lash, a monofilament whip that moves, although half a second behind everybody else, but slices neatly through just about anything it touches.
And time?
And time.
Nice.
Zelania with her dual crescent blades that she can throw for miles and miles and have them return. And of course, Princess Eliana with her solar glaive, which she can shoot sunbeams out of to burn the eyes from her victims. And Chad, whose drumstick, because princes don't have wands, turns into Chad Blaster, a gun.
Oh,
Chad Blaster.
okay.
Well, at least we don't have to be like worried about him being cooler than us. I was a little worried, new princess.
Now you all have your magical armor on. Notice that your transformed versions have higher attack combat values.
Do I still
More armor.
deduct the 40 damage that I took off of that?
Yes,
total?
but you add the 100, so you should be okay. Oh, you transformed. Actually, that gets you back to full health. Anytime you transform, it's going to heal you back to full health unless
Nice.
you're transforming into something less.
Okay, so transforming up. Got it.
Always punch up. It's just like with jokes.
Nice
So,
reference.
like, does my attack combat master thing and like defense combat master thing just add to my AC?
Those new parentheticals are your new
I
values.
totally understand. I'm sorry.
I thought you'd get it.
I totally get it.
It's kind of like.
Can I like spend a meta point yet?
It's not our turn.
Well, we sort of like had like.
No, this is the best part, Sparkle Sisters. You get to re-roll initiative with your new transformed numbers.
Well, my like numbers didn't really transform.
Sparkle. Roll a d10.
You roll the 2d12 for initiative and add.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You always roll a 12.
So much
But
worse.
you add your new ACV to that.
Yeah, it's still like so much worse. 26.
Okay, so only 3 worse. Not bad at all.
31.
So you got 31.
23.
23.
This music.
29.
29.
34.
And you got, you got 26.
Kidding me, Chad? Why is
26,
Chad rolling so
34.
well?
You know what?
He's our Sparkle sister.
The
we should
fates are
encourage him
clearly
now.
smiling on Chadwick Jr., magical space Princess Esteban.
You better impress me, Princess Esteban.
You're gonna do great.
Do I hear this music in my ear?
Oh yeah, no, it's great.
It's
You're
part of-
totally into it too.
This is part of being a Sparkle
You
sister.
are, for the first time
Music.
in your life, wearing a skirt, a short one. But you know what? It's kind of freeing.
Like, look
I
at
got
his
the legs for it. It's all good.
Yeah, you do. You do have the legs for it, no question.
They're not bad to look at.
So who's going first, Liliana or us?
I have not. I'm rolling hers right
Okay,
now
good.
to see where she lands.
Lorian, sorry.
You are absolutely all going first.
Oh, good.
Cool.
She rolled poorly.
I'd like to begin by using empathy to understand what Liliana is feeling right now.
What? Really?
Yes, empathy, although largely considered the shittiest of the psychic powers, is something that space princes do possess, especially those with an affinity towards Chad, or friendship, as we call it.
Wow.
So you want to know what she's feeling?
Yeah, I'd like to know what she's feeling.
This is gonna be really
Rage.
informative.
She is very clearly here to kill.
Oh.
Duh.
And then I'd like to fire my Chad Blaster at her.
You are going to fire your Chad Blaster
Chad,
at
how
her.
does she feel?
Rage.
Okay.
Duh.
Okay.
Maybe there's something
So,
else.
in order to fire your Chad Blaster, you point it at the intended target and yell out, "Chad Blaster!"
Chad Blaster!
I'm so in
Now,
love
if you
with
could
this
roll that
one.
attack roll for me.
Oh.
This is like the best day of my life. Second best.
I beat it by 9.
Nice! That's a really good number to beat it by, like almost as good as 10.
Why is your crown like that? You should totally
I'm
fix it.
trying. I
Oh,
don't have
she
to-
made her DCV,
No,
but only
like-
by 1.
Okay.
And because of the way we're doing
you go.
things now, we're counting that as an 8. You're gonna be doing
Perfect.
Cool.
You're gonna be doing half damage.
It's up to you how you will roll it. We were doing 5, 10, and 15.
She still made her DCV, so I'm
makes
gonna make you do half damage, even
Yeah,
though because it wasn't quite crit.
You're
so,
in the big chair. You make your choice.
all right.
The big
As it wasn't quite crit, I'm still gonna let her do half
Is
damage.
she necessarily mad, bro?
You won't know until she actually takes the damage. So
Because targets damaged by the Chad Blaster are not necessarily mad, bro.
that is true. It's one of his special abilities.
You can hurt them and they're still okay with you.
Reminder on etiquette princesses. Do make sure not to let the new arrival do any backflips, lest we see any hanging Chad. Also, let's start this hashtag happy deck building.
Oh no.
Yeah, let's get it going now.
Building. They're building it.
All right, so are we all confident? We are now that we're transformed that we know what we're gonna do this round.
Yes.
Good,
Yes.
because this is our rule of cool round.
But
But
bring
he
it.
already went.
I did.
He started
I fired
it.
once.
Then you're right. I'll let you all take your attack, and then we'll do a rule of cool round.
Is that me?
No, evil
31 is you. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my Void Razor on this bitch.
Okay.
Get
Now
it,
tell me,
Vega.
read Void Razor out to us so we just know, so we all know what it does.
Oh, it does 100 damage, melee damage. It's unhealable, armor piercing, and negates 50 armor.
Well, there you go. It's a very, very potent weapon, and it's really super effective against most things.
Right. So I aim it and I say bippity boppity fuck you.
Yeah, it's a sword, so you actually have to run up and hit her with it.
Well then there.
Or you can fly up and hit her with it. Up is down, down is up, whatever you want for you.
I'll fly in the air and hit her.
Okay, so you basically pop up there and take a swing at her. If you could give me your attack roll.
I got an 11 and I needed a 12.
No, you got an 11 and you needed an 18.
Oh, wait.
So that's like.
What's she trying to do?
I needed an 8.
Right?
No, the razor says 12.
It should have been 18. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Supports hashtag for Paxamo.
Yeah!
Thanks, Maxwell.
God.
Are we? So are they all 18s then?
No.
No, just her. She's the only one with the 18 attack. She's
Dang
the
it.
tough one. That's what she gets. You have all the magic.
Dang it.
But you know what? She didn't even come close to making her DCV. So you
So
cut.
can I use my buff and add 3?
What did you make it by? 7? That would make you make it by 10. That would give you double damage.
I like totally think
Do
you
it.
should do that.
Do it.
Or
Do
150, right? 150 damage.
Yeah, like 100.
He's dancing right now.
I'm sorry.
He's totally. The Chad is not paying any attention.
The Chad doesn't need to pay attention, man. He just has to be here.
He just needs to watch and take notes.
Oh, I've been
Yeah,
watching.
why don't you watch some
Right
real
now, he's a
princesses do the
placeholder.
work?
Hashtag habitat building for Paxamo and AK.
So it's
Yeah.
It's a pack
And by the way, we already passed our first waffle.
We did.
We're doing great. So congratulations, chat. You'll have at least one song next week.
like, have we gotten to where I have like Swarma Farm? Swarm
boost
farm?
yet, no.
No boost.
We're
yet?
not quite there
Okay,
yet.
just checking.
Okay. So you cut a very, very nasty hole into Our Lady. Now, where you hit, it's like empty space. Like the hole you leave, it doesn't like close up. It's just this black mark that things leak out of.
Oh.
It's horrible.
It's awesome.
Yeah, you basically create tiny little black holes inside wounds. It's awful.
All right, sisters.
So she does not like getting hit. And also you cut her dress up to her thigh on one side.
Oh, that is very not okay.
And it's a little revealing, I'm not gonna lie.
Where
You
exactly? Was it a stab wound or was
No,
it like
it was a slash across, and she basically cut the front half of her dress and where the skirt is off.
Okay.
And then a good chunk into her leg. So,
Into her legs? Thank
Yep.
you so much.
so nice work.
Thank you.
Moving on, 29 is you. 29 is you, because that's the order we're going in. So yeah. What are you doing?
Noticing where Vega has made a cut. I have 2 crescent blades, one in each hand though, correct?
Yes.
Excellent. I'm going to jump into the air, do a twisting backflip that looks gorgeous. Okay. Wait, before I do that, I look at her and I say, even though your thigh looks fantastic, you deserve this. And then I jump into the air and do a beautiful twisting backflip. At the top of it, of course, I let go of my crescent blades, but at different heights. So one is gonna go straight to where Vega already's made a cut and keep slicing.
Okay.
And the other one's gonna go for the neck.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's-
then as I land, of course, out of the backflip, I catch them.
Man, that was almost a rule of cool attack. That was awesome.
We're space princesses.
That's
This is what we
right.
do
And
on the
thank you
red.
for taking it seriously. I super appreciate it.
You would do well on Black Star. You should visit sometimes.
I mean, like, maybe we'll see. I don't like people.
I don't either.
Okay.
We could all visit together.
All right, give me a roll for attack.
Okay.
I will roll for defense over here.
I'm using a meta point. I'm using 2 meta points.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. All right. So attack. I gotta do this twice. So 7. Oh God. 14. But that's just my ACV, or is it my crescent blades?
You attack with your crescent blades. You attack with your sorcery.
Here's some towards the hashtag.
As long as you yell out crescent blade.
The chat vibes.
Thank you very much,
Shadowbite?
chat.
Yeah,
The
crescent.
Shadowbite.
I yelled it as I was spinning. Crescent blade.
Show me.
Crescent blade.
It's so quiet. I can't even hear you over here. We have microphones.
There, I know, but I don't want to.
I know, but I need to be able to hear you, right?
Oh God. Okay. Crescent blade.
That's perfect. What'd you roll?
I got a 14, and my
four-
sorcery's 18.
Oh, 14, 18. Okay, we're gonna call that. That's a solid hit. You're gonna do 50% damage, because.
I'm also using my Patreon.
Oh, okay. You do.
So that's a +1.
That made you. That gives you what?
I get a
5.
+1.
There you go. Full damage.
Is Patreon separate from the?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm using that next time.
But it's over. Like, once you do it.
Okay, so I use
Towards
it.
the hashtag habitat.
Oh Lord. Oh goodness.
Thank you so much.
We're scared.
All right.
So what do I do to her? What do my blades do?
Well, what's the damage on those?
50 damage.
Let's do 50 damage, and you did full damage to her.
One was going into the slot Vega already created.
And are you doing it as 2 separate attacks?
Yeah. Oh, I probably should. I'm throwing them both at the same time, but they are 2 different locations. So do you want me to roll again?
I do, but this one's going to be at a -8.
Great. I'm going to use my buff, so it's only a -3.
That is wonderful. Yeah, if I were you, yeah, that's actually that's a great idea. Do that.
Crap. Okay, I rolled a 9. So 9's good. Oh, but it's a -3, so that would be 12.
Hashtag now go beat up that Titanic queen. Don't let her reduce the world to a bunny state with puppy that rainbows nights are bollocks. Let's see these. Princesses level this monkey fighting queen on this Monday to Friday show.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know what that said, but thank you.
I'm not even sure
Monkey
what that...
nipple?
Something about monkey fighting.
What? I heard
I was gonna
Titanic.
find the queen. Helping, go beat up that Titanic queen.
I know what they meant.
Yeah.
Okay. So with the -3, it's I got a 12, which is still a success.
Right, and that means you beat it by 6, correct?
Yeah, 18. So
And you yelled so well that I'm just gonna let that go. Full damage on both attacks, which is another 100 damage to her. Since it was 2 attacks, it's gonna take armor away twice, but all the same, very, very good shot. Rainbow blood and sparkles, sir. You know.
Did I help detach the rest of her leg?
No, her leg is not coming undone just like
I'm
that.
gonna grab a cup and
Same.
catch some of it.
Yeah, don't worry. All of your blood is rainbows and sparkles. Let's just be
But this
clear
is
on
the
that.
queen's
This is the
blood.
most beautiful
Yeah, and
mass
it's
murder
tainted.
ever
You
that just
don't want
happened
that.
today.
Yeah, this is
I want to
gorgeous
use it
stuff.
testing.
Oh, for testing.
Exactly, for our research. I
Research
take out
is dumb.
a little vial and I put some in.
That's good because it's your turn, isn't it?
Perfect. So
Towards that next hashtag hack attack.
Oh, we got
With
it.
our sisters.
It's on.
It's on.
It's on. Oh God,
It's
what's the hack attack?
on. Sparkle Sisters.
Are they whispering it to you?
I haven't seen
The hack attack?
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
It's in
Oh
purchase.
God.
is it still my turn or is the hack attack go
It is
first?
still your
Still your
turn.
Okay, so I out of my my special bandolier of filled and empty vials, I take out 2 empty ones so that I can fill with the queen blood for
So you're
analyzation
gonna try-
later.
So you're trying to catch the blood as opposed to fighting the queen?
Oh, can I just do that real quick?
Well, it's kind of a. It's
Can I
kind
roll to do
it
that real
kind of
quick?
takes a minute. Like you can roll to do it, but I can't have you attack this
If only
round
you knew
either.
someone who could control time.
If only you
I-
knew someone who could control time.
Can I slow time down so that I can?
You can make yourself super fast, and you can.
Hashtag hack attack. The bread will rise.
The bread will rise.
We'll get there. Don't worry.
Okay, so somehow
sounds like a
I
bad
really love to speed myself up so I can collect a sample and use my chrono.
Give me a sorcery roll.
Okay, and I'm using a meta point as well.
That's a wonderful idea.
And
Roll
I used-
d8s.
I used 2, so we're down to 1 meta point now.
Okay.
I beat it by 9.
You beat it by 9. What's your Patreon bonus today?
Oh, +5.
That's a good one.
You can
No, 10 points.
10 points of armor and then a plus 5.
Oh, +5. Yes.
Okay.
Plus
I think 9 is actually probably good enough to do it. So if I do the math there, that's 4, that's 4. You didn't quite make it to the 10, but you're going to get 2 extra actions this round in addition to your normal
Hashtag
actions.
hack attack. Kristen, AK has the details.
I got him, buddy. Don't worry.
He's on top of it.
I'm excited.
Okay, so time is being sped up, so I can take a sample and use my chrono lash.
So you can take a sample and use your chrono lash and do something else.
Oh, I can use my chrono lash.
You just did the equivalent of giving yourself 2 extra attacks.
Cut her hair, shave her head. Do it.
No, I'm
Steal
not
her
shave
power.
her head, you guys.
Granted, one of them was to do this, so you do get 2 more things. So, first things first, you want to take a
Yes.
vial first, or do you want to attack first and then
Vial?
catch blood off of whatever you
Attack.
Well, that would be the freshest sample. That's a very
Right, that's
good
probably so.
idea.
Chrono lash first.
Yeah.
You want to show me how that looks?
Chrono lash.
Roll your attack roll,
So
please.
it's not with sound. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
I rolled a 12. And my...
Sorcery. Do sorcery.
Oh, yes. Okay, great. I beat it by 4. Chrono Lash has 12. Oh, thank you.
We're doing sorcery
I hit
Instead
it.
of the weapon.
Sorcery. Yes.
Sorcery. Good. What'd you hit it
Beat it by 4.
What?
I beat it by 4.
You beat it by 4. That's lovely. Yeah, that's a good enough attack if she did not make her defense even close.
Yes, also it says unblockable.
Yeah, she can't block it, but she can still avoid it.
Oh.
What's wrong, Queenie? You losing your nerve?
Yeah.
But, see, damage on that is...
50.
50, beautiful, but it goes through armor, which
It says
is...
negates 30 armor.
Negates 30 armor, and she has 40 armor, so you just did 40 damage to her, which is enough to take the rest of that leg off. I'm gonna give you that leg.
Oh, good.
That's what you get. You get a
beat
leg.
with it.
It's a lot of damage. You
She's
just
still
did.
alive though, right?
She is totally
Like
still
solar
alive.
rule of cool. I'm excited.
Okay, so
Yeah, no, she's standing on one leg. She didn't fall over.
She still has a leg to stand on.
She still has a leg to stand
So I
on.
quickly collect a sample, and then I'd like, so I have one more action.
Well, collecting the sample is going to take at least your movement. So I'm
Well,
thinking.
I'm right there, right?
Well, you're taking your other action to collect the sample off of your weapon
Okay.
and put it in a vial.
Oh, I don't
And
have
put the vial away.
There's no other action after that.
Well,
Oh, I have to
that was 3
Can I
actions.
put my teeth?
You can put it in your teeth. You can have anything you want in your teeth.
I'm really upset that she broke protocol and tradition.
So you're going to
Me
fight
too.
her?
I'm upset about
Oh
it.
no, the vial.
Ah,
I'm upset that she killed her own daughter. That's dark.
It's super dark, right?
Darker than me.
It's darker than me.
like, do I get to go?
You tell I get to go.
Okay, thanks. Like, okay, so I see that
Took her leg.
I can I have this heat thing that's 80 damage, but then I see that I have this solar glaive that's 50 damage. I'm sort of thinking that the heat damage would be more damage because 80 is more than 50.
Yeah, the difference is the 50 damage does burning damage on top of that, so does 50 damage around.
Meta point.
Yeah, I'm using one.
Oh, no, it's not your
Thank
turn.
you, chat.
You have to wait till your turn.
What?
Yeah,
Yep.
because we're in
Sorry.
combat.
Okay, please explain that one more time. So the burning damage lasts longer.
Yeah, it'll burn for 1d4 rounds, doing 50 damage every turn.
Oh, that's totally
Good stack.
awesome. And so I use the sorcery roll for the solar glaive thing
Yes.
Yeah, you can attack with your sorcery roll.
Yes, you can use
I'll allow
sorcery
that.
right now.
for the solar glaive. Okay,
Okay.
okay. So I would like to do that.
Okay,
Okay, and I would like to spend 2 meta points, please.
you may.
Thank you. All right.
Leaving you with 2.
Yes. Okay, I beat it by 6.
You beat it by 6. Okay, good to know.
And I would go dun 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 dun, solar glaive.
Okay, that she just lost a leg, so she is going to use her divine relationship
Yes, she did.
to re-roll that
Legless.
shit, because she deserves it. She
not really
doesn't.
sure.
She's
She,
evil.
murdered-
That's a much better roll, but still not good enough.
I would have used my last action to kick her leg away.
Okay.
Couldn't.
It's a good idea. And
Reattach it?
so 50 burning, 50 burning, 50 burning.
damage.
Okay, and that is going up next round.
Okay.
So right now she is only going to burn for 2 rounds, but you still get to attack next round. So which is great.
That's great. It's still 50 plus 50 is more than just the 80.
All right,
That is true.
next round.
Oh God.
Rule of cool.
What about? Oh, okay.
Is she going?
Are we meta meltdowning this?
She is going, but rule of cool first.
Okay.
Okay.
What order do you want us to go in for telling you what we're going?
I'm gonna go down this way. So starting with Vega and ending with Chad. Rule of cool, if you haven't done it before, what you do is you describe to me what you are going to do this round. Okay? You tell me what your action is. Do the awesomest thing you can think of. Chat will vote, and whoever has the coolest sounding action will not only automatically succeed, but succeed critically. Anybody who doesn't win has to do the action that they declared at a -3.
Yeah.
Correct.
You need help.
The chat abides.
The Chad does abide. So, actually, this is your first.
Oh, you've got
this is
like
your
little
first
hair
rule of
clippings
cool,
there.
Yes.
isn't it? So I'm going to start over at this end, just so you can kind of see how it goes.
Cool.
I gotta start?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So what I want to do is tap into Accompany Man, one of my buffs, in order to take advantage of one of these wonderful Space Princess's better power systems, specifically rolling on their sorcery roll. I'd like to use Zeliana's in order to roll a sorcery roll to use some of my powers. What I want to do then is, I am very concerned as to how Queen Loriana has gotten into the position that she finds herself, and I think she needs to chill a little bit. So I would like to approach her in the friend zone, which makes me not attackable. I would like to, on my way there, take advantage of my domestic arts abilities in order to whip together a pair of white Russians that we might share and commiserate over what is going on in her life. Wow. And then I would like to use the sorcerer check in there to be a good listener and explore. I want to, as it says, go out and explore the Chad.
So your action is to
Yes.
I think he's going on a date with her.
use one of your abilities
Uh-huh.
and then give her a drink
Uh-huh.
and have her explore the chat.
I'd like to understand what it is that has gotten her to this position. What her goals are.
So your coolest thing that you can think of is to make her talk to you. That's awesome, actually.
I would like to find out what her big goal is.
It's friendship, and I approve.
Thank you.
Did I just understand correctly that he gets to take?
Not your turn.
Not take. I
One
get to
of-
roll on your.
Okay.
Instead of using my sorcery, I'm going to use your sorcery skill because it's better.
Jenica, what's your action? You got to beat friendship.
Okay. I have growth, and I don't know if that growth applies to me.
Anything living.
Anything living. Can
Anything
grow.
living. Generally plants and stuff, but you can make it work on other stuff. Living stuff.
And does it have to be like the whole organism, or could it be pieces of the organism?
Whole organism only.
Okay.
After that Mr. Fantastic incident.
I would. I'm sorry. Brain. Okay. Okay, well, then I'm like totally gonna grow. I would like to grow myself and be like 5 times bigger.
Okay.
And then I would like to. I would like to do the heat damage, so because I'd be even hotter because I'm like super bigger.
So you want to do 2 things?
No, is
so
that
your
possible?
cool thing is to do 2 things?
No, can I not do 2 things?
Well, he did 3.
Okay, well then I would like to do 2. I would like to get bigger, and then I would like to be heat all over her.
Okay, so for Jenica's rule of cool action, she would like to do 2 regular things.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. That's what I would like to do.
Rosie, what's your awesome thing? What are you gonna do?
Well, I'm super pissed at this woman. She's missing a leg, but I
Yes.
assume she is still standing.
Oh, yes.
Excellent.
She's not even hopping. She's perfectly balanced.
Of course she is, because she's perfect.
She just recentered herself.
Bitch.
Gears of poise.
All right, what I'm going to do is first I'm going to take on new moon form, which makes me invisible. Then I'm going to do a little run, start sliding with my crescent blades out. When I get to her leg with the first crescent blade, I'm gonna hook it onto her foot and like swing myself around. So I kind of like swing up her body. And then I'm going to go into crescent form, which is equilibrium, so that she's easier to hit. And I'm gonna shove that blade into her heart.
Okay. Attacking does make you not invisible anymore.
No, that's why I switched to equilibrium.
Yeah, no.
I want to be invisible until I get to her, and then I'm going to switch to the crescent form.
I like it. That's beautiful. So you're going through 2 of your moon phases.
Yes.
I love it.
From new moon to crescent moon.
Okay. So Rosie's action is to turn invisible and just do some crazy ass ninja shit on this one-legged queen. Aquamarine.
Just quick question.
Yeah.
My do-over. What are the parameters of that power?
Okay, so how that works is you can use your do-over power with a successful sorcery check as long as you make it by enough. And what that does is it causes anybody who you have your time bubble on to repeat exactly the thing that they did in the previous round. Now, in this case, like if you were to put it on yourself, what did you do last round?
I slashed her with my Chrono Lash.
And you beat her by like
collected a
9,
sample.
right?
Yes.
I think you're thinking of Deja Vu. She was asking about do-over, which is divine relationship.
Oh, do-over is just a reroll.
Okay, but
Yeah. The feedback loop Deja Vu means you can make people repeat their actions.
And the do-over is the thing that you just described.
Reroll.
Just
Okay.
re-rolling, yeah.
Okay, well, I would really like to use my Chrono Lash to cut off her other leg and her arms as well. And then I'd like to trap her in one of my time bubbles with the Deja Vu
So she's just constantly losing arms and legs?
Yes, and I want to keep her doing that so that we can question her because there are some clearly we were lacking a lot of data.
A lot of information she didn't give to you.
Right, kind of like what Chad was interested in doing and kind of figuring out what was happening. That's exactly what I do, but I want to question her very specifically with more samples, data, charts.
So you want to basically cut off all of her arms and legs and have them keep falling off of her body so you can question her.
Correct. I want her to suffer because she broke protocol.
Right.
And she did something.
And princesses just want people to suffer. I understand.
No, I don't want her.
No.
She has to pay for what she's done. It's clearly a breach in protocol, and I want to know why.
Yeah, it was cold-blooded murder.
If she tells us,
it was.
I will use the bubble to go back. And
Technically, it was kind of like regicide, right? I mean,
yeah.
She like totally killed lots of people.
In addition to infanticide, that's terrible. It's just a group of murders.
It was super rude.
Tessa.
Yes.
What is your action?
So, I'm going to use my sweet cosmetology skill to make the queen look like her pubescent self before her nose job with shading and stuff. And then I'm going to hold up my blade, which is reflective, and when she sees the way that she looks and she's fucking horrified, I'm going to jam it in her stump and spin her around like one of those ballerinas in a music box.
So just like really heavy violence then.
That was dark.
Okay, spinning Space
Black
Queen.
Star.
All right, chat. Those are... Oh, wait. Yeah, those are all of our rule of cool actions. Go ahead and vote on those over the next few minutes. You have drinks and talking.
Growing bigger and attacking.
Growing bigger and attacking.
Ninja, swipe, kill, stab through the heart.
Various forms of violence you have. Lots of good ones.
questioning though.
Questioning, yes. Dismembering to
Torture.
question, and then,
Spinning.
She killed her daughter and half of the
Ballerina.
princesses.
I like totally get it.
Thank you.
Also, I'll make
So
her look
while
like
we're
she did when
tallying
she was
those
13.
votes, Loriana does go before the rest of you, and she is going to use her action to cast a spell,
Oh, like that's no good.
But whoever won the rule of cool will still get to crit, which is great.
which she made by 11.
Oh, craptastic.
Have to be at me.
Her spell will go off at the end of the round.
Oh, like after we go?
After you go,
Oh.
her spell goes off.
Well,
So who won the rule of cool?
Well, we're still voting.
Yeah.
this takes
We are
a
still
minute.
voting, but feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
Well, that's fine.
So, ladies, I'd like to thank you for welcoming me
Shut up,
into your
Chad.
team.
Like, let's
I
be
think
nice
this
to
will be a
Chad.
I
very
wanna be
beautiful
nice to Chad.
partnership.
Why don't you
and I
wanna be
look
nice
to
to
support
Chad?
you in all of your amazing formality.
Thank you,
I
Chad.
get that he's like a guy, but
Okay,
we can still be, like,
results
He's a
are
sparkle sister.
in. Congratulations, Chad.
No.
Yeah.
I feel betrayed.
You should, because he won the second place. The second place was 13 votes behind him. Just
Thank
throwing
you
that
very
out there.
much, Chad. I appreciate it.
So chat really wants to settle this peacefully, and I don't
With
blame
booze,
them.
of course.
So please explain your action one more time.
Okay, so recognizing that the queen has been through a lot, she's yet to explain to us exactly where her evil motivation is coming from. While her death may be imminent, I would like to at least know what is motivating her beforehand. So, in a fit of Chadness, I go to the buffet table, which is of course next to me because why would I want to leave that?
Poison food.
Grab and really quickly use my I don't even have to roll. Use my Austin skills to make a pair of White Russians. The drink of Chad.
Oh, that's good to know.
Hi, OD. I have to inform you that hanging shads are no longer a problem while you are transformed. Just like the Sailor Starlights in the anime. You now transform to female when you transform and back when you untransform.
There you go, homie.
#hashtag
Thank you very much.
Stop.
Okay.
Before this goes off, as you're making as you're doing your thing, which is obviously going to succeed, you are feeling breasts on yourself.
So I have to like do this as a.
You don't have to do that. No, I don't see everybody else doing
we don't
that
do
right
that.
now. I think they only do that.
I like totally know that they're there.
I only do it when I'm excited.
But yes, your parts. Just so
cool.
you know, all of them.
Cool.
Just so we're clear.
I could,
All right. So from now on, your transformation is a full female
some of these
transformation.
meetings get bored.
Go ahead and
so
thank chat for that hack attack.
Thank you, chat.
That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So I guess
Why did he get such big boobs?
how can I?
Yeah, wait. How
how does he look?
Well,
I'm just trying to figure out which voice I should use now. Like,
he is his
His voice
16-year-old
changes
female
before it's
ideal,
what it
I guess.
changed.
Whatever that would be.
so I don't,
Still has the beard, I imagine, right?
I can't.
Well, but
Just
if he
this
transforms
voice.
into female form, then I assume like if he gets boobs and the
No, I say the beard stays.
the
The beard stays, but he gets
I
everything
can't-
else.
I can't do anything resembling this voice at that register. It's not gonna happen. So I'm gonna just go with this.
Like if he
And
keeps the
no
beard,
words.
it works. Have like the testosterone vocal cords.
But,
It works.
but so anyway, I'm gonna make myself a pair of White Russians, and I'm gonna go over to the Queen and say, "Queen, you seem most upset.
Well, like she's looking at a woman with a beard, so.
Is it working?
I'd like to talk about what's been going on." And I offer her a drink of friendship,
Okay.
and then I invite her to monologue and to explore her feelings of resentment and anger with the Chad.
All right. She has never experienced the power of Chad before. She has
few
never understood what the domain of friendship is because it didn't exist before just a few minutes ago.
Patent pending.
Patent pending, ladies and gentlemen. The power of friendship may take the day here. We are going to. You all still have to perform the actions that you said at a -3.
Correct.
Okay.
So let's get to it.
Okay, like, are we still in the initiative order?
Yeah, Chad's actually his
was first.
his attack doesn't really happen until technically after yours now
Oh, good.
because he's just having a conversation.
Like, totally just chatting. I understand. Chatting.
So we have to stick with what we said.
And
that
I'm gonna
has
totally
to
friend zone
Yep.
myself, so I am not able to.
Wait,
be
do we
attacked.
roll a d10, whatever we're in?
You roll whatever you're on, yeah.
There are 2 meta points when it's your turn though. And okay, so who's next?
If it was initiative, that was me, because I had 30.
Yep, initiative. We're going in a regular initiative order.
Excellent.
I am
Go
using
ahead
a
and
meta
delete
point.
one of my company men said to use that.
And so, so cosmetology was a 20, so I rolled a 4.
Like, she totally made her look like her nose was huge.
Huge! Okay.
Yeah. So
And then-
as Chad's making your drinks, you run up there with a powder and brush, like you put your katana of Space Doom away, and you pull out some brush and some blush, and just like
And I
do a
rat
little
her
bit of
hair a little
contouring,
bit,
a
and I
little
give her
bit
the
of
flick
shading.
bangs.
little contour.
Yeah, and she looks bad.
Okay.
She looks bad.
And I whip out my blade, which has a reflectiveness to it. You
Oh.
can see her reflection.
Well, your blade has no reflectiveness to it. It's the deep, dark black of pure space.
What about my axe?
Your axe is awesome. Yeah, it's chrome. So you pull out your electric guitar and flip it around to the so that she can see the polished chrome back. And
Look how not beautiful you look.
yeah, and she's just like, oh no, now I'll never be a model. Okay.
No, I gotta stick it in the stump.
Oh, and then you're gonna stick it in the stump and
Yep.
try and spin her around.
Yep.
Okay, that's gonna have to happen because that's a second action technically.
Oh.
That's gonna take an attack roll.
Okay. Oh, roll right now?
Yeah, you're gonna have to roll and just tell me what the number is.
11.
11. That's
My
not
axe
gonna
was
quite
14.
make it just because you had the -3 plus the -4 from the second attack. So close. I mean, you definitely swipe at her with it. I got you.
She looks like shit.
I do have a buff, but oh well.
You gotta call it before.
The
Oh.
Patreon you can spend after, but
Oh,
Buff you
Patreon's the
spend
only
before.
one you can
Mhm,
spend.
Patreon you can spend after.
Okay.
Who's the next?
I tried.
Is it me? 29?
I'm like
Nope,
last.
31.
31.
That was 34, 31, 29. It's 29.
Yeah, me. All right.
Best line of the night. No, you don't have to touch them. I don't see anyone else doing that. Well done. Hashtag MetaPoint.
Thank you, Chad.
I did say that, didn't I?
Yes. All right. Are you gonna make me roll twice for the run and the ninja move around her? Or just
I will
once for
let you
each
turn
way?
yourself invisible without a roll
Great.
because that's your declared action and
Yep.
you don't have to roll for that. It's
Right.
just one of your phases of the moon. So I'll just have you roll for the move and attack.
Move and attack. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to roll once for each blade?
Yes.
Excellent. First blade is they catch her
First-
on the ankle and start to spin
First
up.
blade is at a -3. Second blade is
That's
at a
fine.
-7.
So 9 minus 3, 12. So I still made it.
Yep.
Great. And then I'm going to use my rosy buff for the second blade.
Which will give you a +5,
Five.
so it'll only be a -2.
Exactly. This is a stab her in the heart.
Ooh.
That'd be a 4. So -2, 6.
Not bad at all. Okay. She does get defensive rolls on those because she saved them.
And so she needed them. Like
First one is a solid miss. Whiff.
I don't get her.
You don't get her with the first one. The second one you might get her with. So it was totally a hit, and she has a huge negative to miss it, and she does miss it completely. You catch her right in the chest with that sucker for 50 points of damage. She is not looking good. She is leaking sparkles and rainbows all over the place. She has one leg, even though she's not hopping. She's clearly not in a good place, folks.
Excellent.
Is it my turn?
It is.
So just follow through with the thing I said?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cutting off her limbs.
Go for the.
Okay. I got exactly 12. The first one. Am I?
And your sorcery is
Oh.
'Cause it's
I
Chrono Lash.
Oh, 16.
16. So
So
you
then
made
I
it by
beat it.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You made it by one. That's a hit. I will have
wait.
her.
because we've been able to.
Oh yeah. Beat it by 1.
You
Right,
do have a buff,
and
though.
she misses her thing. So that's definitely one of the hits.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll cut off all of her limbs, but let's see if we can get that other leg.
Let's get the other leg.
What do
get
you
that
do? You have a Patreon buff available still?
I used
No.
You did use it. Okay.
I used it.
What's
Then
the
we're
aqua-
gonna do damage and just go off quadrants and see if she's taken enough.
Let's do the quadrant thing. My aqua buff is just sense.
Oh yeah,
They get a leg?
you got a leg. You got a leg. She actually rolled 2 10s
Oh yeah.
Yay,
on 2
she's
10s on the
relaxed.
dice, which is
truly
critical bad.
legless.
Critical bad.
If she tells us what's going on, I'd be willing to make time go back for you and your legs. Princess, queen.
Yeah,
you hear me?
she loses the other leg. She's still floating right where she was standing though. Like the
Okay.
leg falls over, but she does not.
Okay, well,
But there are sparkles and glitter just flying out of both stumps.
well, then the second part of what I wanted to do was to test and see, or to figure out what is causing her to be this way.
Give me one more sorcery roll to get your time bubble.
Ooh.
And tell me what you roll.
This one I beat by 9.
All right, 9. I'm going to give you 4s on that, so you get to ask her 2 questions before the end of the round.
Okay.
Crowns.
Right now?
Right now.
Okay, guys, I gotta ask her two questions. Okay, Queen Loriana, are you Queen Loriana?
Yes. That's the truth. You can tell.
Okay. Do you have a suggestion for my next question, or just ask whatever I
Why
want?
she being a bit? Why'd she kill her daughter? Why? No, we know why she killed her
we know
daughter.
why she
but
killed
how
her.
Could be queen.
Like, does she have any master plan other than be the queen?
Ask her who she answers to.
Who do you answer to?
A higher power.
It's not her, you guys. And
My
it's
lord,
her.
my new lord and master.
Okay, so it's her, but it's not her.
Wait, yeah, her new lord and master,
That totally sounds
which
like a
means it's
dude.
a boy.
That's
I
unacceptable.
hate boys.
We are a matriarchy for a reason.
Okay.
Is it like?
And then the third part was to put her in the bubble. Okay, good.
The reason you got those questions is because you successfully put her in the bubble. It gave you enough time to ask them before the 3-second round was over.
Okay.
So
Her
it's
power,
like
friends.
my turn, right? So I get to grow really, really, really big.
Go, Sparkle
Yep.
Sister.
Okay, and I'm like 5 times as big. So I want to be like.
Hold on, I need a roll for that.
Okay, so
You can grow up to 5 times your normal size. We'll see what the dice say.
so I got an 11 and I needed an 18.
Mm-hmm. Well, you needed a 15
15?
because of the -3.
Oh, right. So I got an 11. So I beat it by 4.
Great. So you grow to 5 times your normal size.
Okay. And I'd like to be like super scary.
No, that was the second part of your action?
No!
What was the second part of your action?
I'm going to use my heat attack because it's like 80 damage.
Great, so you get to make your sorcery roll for your heat attack now.
Right, I know, but I would like to be like growl first.
Yeah, something about growing to 5 times your normal size. Now you fill up almost
Now,
the
like,
entire room. And we'll explain this as soon as you make your roll for your sorcery.
Okay.
Mention I'm claustrophobic.
All hail the new OD, all hail the Doyle.
I am
Thank you, chat.
right on with the
Oh,
three.
look at that.
Thank you, chat.
Right on.
Thank you so much.
Right on. Directly on with the 3 penalty.
With the 8 penalty.
Now,
It's a second action.
do you have a Patreon? What about your buff? We can use your buff.
No, it's only 2.
Okay, so the second part didn't work, but you
But I
are
grew big.
You are so huge.
And I'm like growling.
Yeah, no, and it's so loud. Like everybody else,
She thinks she's
and
scared.
you just sound like this big, deep voice. The deep voice is a little disconcerting to you because it's not very ladylike. Also, everybody in the room can see up your dress. Everybody.
It's nice.
I'm
You
still
found
wearing
the
the little
paces.
polka dot bloomers
Yeah,
like every other princess.
No, queens wear polka dot bloomers.
Oh, what do princesses wear?
You should all combine your powers together to form one giant woman. Cause all I want to do is see you turn into a giant woman. A giant woman. All I want to be is someone who gets to see a giant woman strums ukulele.
What is that?
I don't know.
Thank you so much for that.
It's so, yeah.
That made me very, very happy because all I want to see is a giant woman.
Well, like, I totally am right now.
You are a giant woman.
Okay.
Although
Also, you
that's
haven't
not
shaved your
exactly
legs
how it
in like a
works.
week.
Whatever, I'm
That's
wearing, like,
embarrassing.
Okay,
totally
that is
shaved my legs.
everybody's
Sparkle's
turn. Currently, what has happened is that she has been attacked horribly.
You said that Chad would go off at the end.
I got this, buddy.
I'm with
Don't you even worry. She's getting cut from all sides. She's getting whipped. Her other leg fell off, so she's just kind of floating there, legless in the middle of the place, bleeding profusely. All of a sudden, the Sun Princess literally fills up the entire rest of the room with her huge self. She goes from like 5'6" to 35 feet tall.
Really?
I'm using
Very
gravity
impressive.
to float my ass up and out of here.
Now she's
fair.
she's big, and she can't really move around because this room isn't huge. But
super good plan.
Like, I'm really scared
and of course
right
her
now.
sister is complaining about it because that's what she does.
Like, I totally get that you're jealous of my awesome growth power, but, like, chill.
So she is like, she's just cast a spell that everybody cuts her, and she's just, she's screaming and bleeding, and Chad just like walks up, like, with his breasts, in his sexy battle armor. He just hands her a nice white Russian, which is her favorite drink.
The drink of the Chad.
And he
Your queenness,
swirls it around a little bit.
Seems like you might want to chillax and just have some communication.
Oh, Prince Chad, I could really stand some chillaxing. Everyone is standing against me, and there's a man prince. And she downs that white Russian.
I can make you another one.
Yeah, man, give that to me.
Would you like this one?
That wasn't the princess.
Oh, wait, where did that come from?
There was this little voice. It's just like, yo, man, give that to me. That's my white Russian.
Your queenness, it appears that you have a hanger-on.
Yeah, except you realize that the hanger-on is coming from your hand. The drumstick that you hold in your non-white Russian wielding hand, which has become your magic wand / Chad Blaster. The Chad Blaster at the end of the barrel has turned back into a turkey leg, and there's a little face on it.
Like a turkey face?
Yeah, like one of those horrible, like little googly-eyed faces like you would see in Kung Pao Legend of the Fist.
Like a cootie?
Like something that Bob Odenkirk would think was funny, but isn't funny even
How's
20
it going,
years later.
Chad Blaster face, dude?
The upside down chin face is on.
How's it going?
Hey man, what's going on? I'm Brad. We're best friends now, man. I'm your wand, bro.
Ah, perfect. I recognize where you came from.
Yeah, your deepest desires.
Yeah.
Hey, nice cans.
Oh, thank you very much. I might take some alone time later.
Ew!
God. Don't
Hey,
say
It is then that you
Princess
realize that
etiquette.
while you are having a talk with your gun / turkey leg
/ best friend.
/ new best friend
I'd like to
Brad.
thank chat, because
The
I
Bra-
think that's where I just
that
got
the
my
hack-
Yes, the
friend.
Brad and Chad connection takes care of your other hack attack, and yes, I am calling it the Brad and Chad connection.
Oh,
Brad,
I used my buff.
Brad,
Okay.
before you, the rule cool got used. Brad, before we seg, am I allowed to still eat around you and you still restore, or does that make this awkward?
No, eat all you want, man. I'll make more.
Thank you.
know?
I appreciate the never-ending turkey leg.
And sure enough, as you take a bite right out of Brad's face, it grows right back. She's like, man, that was sweet.
You're
can
the
eat,
best friend
You can eat me anytime you want, bro.
could ever have. Thank you, Brad.
Boys are the worst.
Did the,
Meta meltdown!
God, okay.
All right.
did the queen ever answer what was going on?
No.
She's just not saying anything.
Like,
Said she was
Chad-
answering
No, you
her
got
power.
distracted by your stupid talking turkey
We
leg.
didn't learn.
If you had a
And
never-ending
his
turkey leg.
boobs. And his boob.
That was not my fault.
Like we're gonna switch. Who's going? What way?
Everybody passes
I can't
2
pass
to
my
their
phone.
left.
Oh, that's fine.
2.
So who's passing out?
All
I got him right here.
Okay,
Chris
Chris
has
will
them.
come and
No,
pass
keep-
them out.
keep
Keep your
yours,
character
keep
sheets in front of you. We've got extras for you, so it'll be 2 to your left.
That's fine.
Pretend it's happening.
So Chad is now.
I'm
Chad.
Fabuloso. We're
Prince Chad will be Aquamarine.
You are now Eliana.
Eliana, Princess Fabulan.
You get me.
And I know these headbands are fragile, ladies, so you don't feel like you need to pass them around the room.
You can maybe keep it off if you want, because we're someone else.
I don't mind passing them. I don't care. Oh, I'm Vega. Oh, good.
Thank you so much for that hack attack, guys. That made my whole day.
Oh.
Now I have Brad.
Can I have your
Oh.
gold pen?
Here. There you go.
What?
Keep that. You need that because it has your other character on it as well.
Oh. All right.
The folded ones are the only ones that get passed around.
Okay, tell me who you all are now. Tessa.
I'm Princess Eliana. Ellie for short.
Great.
I'm Chad.
Go ahead and try and hit me if you're able. Can't you see that my relationship is stable? I can see you hate the way we intermingle, but I think you're just mad cause you're single. Hashtag MetaPoint.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you.
Damn! Chat's on the Chad tip today, son.
Yeah.
Tip of the Chad.
Chad.
Rosie,
Vega. That's
Rosie is Vega,
disgusting.
big mean Vega, nice. Jenica?
I am Ricky.
Richie.
Richie.
Ricci, like Christina Ricci.
I am ship.
It's all meaningless. We're all gonna die. So who really
Zelania
cares?
it is,
Who-
okay. Man, I'm so glad we had at least one goth magical space princess. That makes me very happy in my heart. Just in both of them, in fact.
Happiness is a lie.
Happiness in your heart.
Yeah, there's really no subtle way to do this, is there?
Just eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. Get yourself a bread and eat it. Have some more chicken. Have some more pie and buff to hashtag Thomas Book, hashtag yes technology, hashtag lady cares.
Thank you.
Nice Weird Al reference.
That was like, wow.
Which we established a few weeks back. I own all of the ones. That
Praise Odie, who owns every Weird Al album, including Weird Al in 3D, which is what that song is from.
I do have that. Yeah. Nicely played.
All right.
What was the only album where he has more than, like, a recording on more than one album? Because Dare to Be Stupid was on 3D, and then it was on the Transformers soundtrack.
I would like to speed bubble this conversation.
You would like to speed... Okay, hold on. We're going to start over at this end and do the hack attack just this way.
Wait,
or
what?
do the meltdown this way.
Oh, okay, understand.
For
I
order.
think.
Wait,
For
what?
order.
Because it's going to be easier for me.
Oh,
Order of attack. We'll go
Order of
attack
attack, I'm starting with you and I'm ending with you.
because it will just be easier
Makes
in
sense.
general.
All right, I got it.
Okay, so... excuse me, not Vega. Ellie.
Eliana.
Yes, Princess Ellie. Keeper of the Sun.
I'm still big, right?
You're super big.
Yeah, can you get down here?
I don't know. How long do I have to stay big for?
You can turn yourself small
time is
anytime
all
you
relative.
want. It's just a matter of undoing the spell. It won't even cost you an action.
Time is relative.
Well, I could just step on her.
You certainly could. She is standing dangerously close to the Chad.
Well, she's not standing anymore.
Careful.
Sorry, she is floating in the air dangerously close to the Chad.
Chad does not seem like a warrior.
I could just kick her then.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Step on her and be useful.
Excellent point.
I'm gonna.
It seems like this is a good time for a hashtag system shock.
You know what? It absolutely is. Gosh, this is the best time for a system shock right this second. I've just decided, okay, you are all the way pilot. Lisa, all the way pilot. Sorry, Tessa. Aquamarine, right in the middle. Rosie, right where you were.
Pilot.
Yes.
Getting rid of that sucker.
Jenica, right in between Avatar and middle.
Yay! Oh, I know what I'm gonna do.
Chad,
Terrible. Not Chad.
abide.
The dude abides.
Just abide here.
Just abide.
Oh,
Good, so we use that system jack. Cool, cool, cool.
not that the roll really matters.
Right.
It's all meaningless, and we will die.
Wow,
And we're currently using that meta. the
Okay,
meltdown,
okay,
right?
good.
That's happening.
Okay.
I'm glad there
And
aren't
that's
more.
Mr. Chuck. We're out of stuff there, guys.
And I used my buff.
And I already got your buff. I think
Okay,
gave you
what's
another
the
one.
next one?
I can't.
Oh,
I can't do
thanks,
anything
guys.
about that. If they keep buying you things, you
Oh.
get to keep using them.
Oh,
That's the way it
thanks.
works. Say thank you every time they give you one.
Thank
Cool.
you.
She is touching her boobs now.
I said when I
don't
got
feel the need.
excited.
That's what she does when she gets excited.
I didn't know.
That's why I stayed.
Wow.
Anyway,
I wiggle.
So we start
I
here.
stayed.
You're big. You're gonna do stepping.
Yeah, but I'm gonna use Tessa's highly skilled Lightfoot and balance so that I make sure I actually step on her and
That
not
is a
Chad.
really good use of your pilot abilities being used for an avatar. I may even give you a bonus to that depending on what you roll. But roll your 8s for that because
I rolled
it's
a
just
9.
stomping on someone.
I rolled a 9.
A 9? Okay, that's not bad at all. We're gonna go ahead and we'll see what your ACV is. What?
12.
12. Okay, so with 5 ranks of super strength, that's gonna mean you do a lot of damage
Okay.
if she doesn't manage to somehow duck out of the way with no legs.
well, I mean,
It's not the easiest thing. How did? Okay, I rolled a 4.
She bobbed.
she just sort of bobbed.
And
She just, I don't know what,
Somersault.
like, maybe it was the gravity or the time bubble she was in, but when you stomp on her,
Redo.
you're only gonna do half damage.
All right. Is damage 80 points?
It's about, yeah.
It says 80 for highly
It's
skilled.
80 plus another 50, so
30, so 65.
130, 65 points of damage.
The crown really ties the room together. Hashtag MetaPoint.
Thank you.
Thank
nice
you.
reference, chat.
The queen falls!
Like she dies?
Oh. Well, she has no legs.
She
She just
falls.
fell.
I mean, you just kicked her and she smacked her to the wall and she slid down the wall and she doesn't appear to be moving, but her spell from last round does go off.
Oh.
And out of the room next to where the kitchen door is next to the man room, Baron comes back out.
Oh.
He did disappear.
Yes, the mansplaining prince comes out and hits a button on a little remote control and pulls down his helmet, which is in the shape of a pig, and you recognize them as the mansplaining combat pigs. They are very, very, very dangerous stormtrooper-like characters.
There's many of them?
Well, there's only the one.
Oh, okay.
But he hits the button, and one of these what are they called? Excuse me, I wrote it down. Swine ports. The swine ports open up, and they start pouring out of this gravity well. Actually,
Is it still my
So
turn?
now
Can I
there's
use
many
meta
of them.
point at the end?
Gravity
Can I use
well
meta at the end?
yeah, the guys from Mansplaining come out of a gravity well. Actually,
Are we still just taking?
Can I grab at the end of my turn use meta?
you can use as many meta points as you want on your
3,
turn.
4.
4 meta points down.
I'm going full Aliana.
Hashtag MetaPoint in the waffle.
Yay.
Meta point no waffle.
Thank you, chat.
Thank you.
Dos waffles, por favor. Okay.
Well, I'm also gonna.
What's the Chad
I'm gonna
doing?
use 2 meta points to go full.
Going full Chad.
Full Chad.
You always do when you can go full Chad.
Yep. When you can go full Chad.
You go full
yeah,
Chad.
I do.
And I noticed that Chad and Aquamarine have something in common.
Yeah.
They both have, the ability to seduce, and we're
But you
here.
can't use Aquamarine
But,
all the way over.
she can use Chad's to
to
do
use
But she can use
Chad's
Chad's,
seduction.
yeah.
I was just referencing it because I think it's appropriate. And so, Baron,
So you're gonna do what Chad does best?
I'd like to.
Hashtag MetaPoint to say hooray for Masters of the Metaverse.
Oh, thank you.
We're all fantastic and I love this world so much already.
Thank you, Jet.
Kristen, you have no reason to be worried.
That's not entirely true.
Hey.
I have plenty of reason to be worried. I still do. This could go sideways at any moment, guys. You know this, right?
Am I still holding a white Russian?
You've got a white Russian in one hand and a talking turkey leg named Brad in the other.
Okay, so I'd like to give my white Russian to Baron Mansplain.
Baron Mansplainin.
Thank you, and seduce him into stopping what he's doing and telling us what's happening.
Okay.
Power Chad.
Let me get give me a seduction roll.
As a bearded, breasted person.
You don't know what.
Hey, I am beautiful.
I know.
I'm beautiful. Oh, I rolled a 5, so I beat it by 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna make him roll a mind check on that.
I think you beat it by 7.
Oh, I beat it by 7.
Yeah.
I did beat
I don't expect that he's gonna be
Good
doing.
job, Sparkle Sister.
Yeah, he did not make his mind roll or his soul roll on that. He's really confused
Do you like this?
because he is a confident homosexual man who has to pretend to be heterosexual to be a prince.
Don't worry.
And you have a man face, but like everything else is all
Hey,
woman right now.
The power of Chad transcends all that.
And you know, I'm gonna have to go with you. He lowers his gun, like, yeah. What's up, Chad? What can I do for you?
Hey, what are you doing,
He
guy?
likes the kink.
Well, I'm just following orders. She said when this
Hey.
part happened, I supposed to bring all of this fine pigs out of this fine pot.
Hey, I hear you. I
Started
hear you.
shooting all the princesses.
Sure, you were just
When
doing
this
what you were
part
told. But you know what would be great? If you didn't.
Oh yeah, but you know, work is work.
What do you think, though? How about this White Russian? Just go sip on that.
You know I love the White Russians.
I know you
Chad.
do. I know we talked about it
I mean,
in the
maybe
man
just
room.
a small sip. And
about 3?
he takes a big chug out of the White Russian because you know once you pop, you can't stop.
Would you like another?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, if there's time. I mean, these other, you know.
Well, you don't have to do anything except
War
this.
pigs, they want to go shooting.
Well, you could tell them not to.
Oh yeah, don't shoot, guys.
Perfect. Here you go.
He takes the drink from you.
Cool. Great.
Rosie.
How many men came out of the well actually?
We're gonna say 30.
Are they still coming out of it?
I got us covered, ladies.
Yeah,
Are they in a single file line?
Probably not.
Are they
they're coming out 2 by 2.
2 by 2?
So far, 15 of them are through.
Okay. To make sure that
I'm making things up now. Watch out.
we got that.
This is dangerous territory.
So are we. We've been here the whole time. So the guy who's currently like coming out of the well, actually, I would like to change his personal gravity so that he stops anyone else from coming up out of the well.
So he's like a cork.
Yeah, basically.
So you want to find like, because they're coming out 2 by 2 and they got plenty of room.
Right, but if his gravity, I assume if his gravity changes, that would affect those next to him and below him.
No, it's personal gravity. It's one person's
But if
gravity.
he falls, right? If he's really and he fought, then they all.
You can pull him back down the well.
But and no one else would go with him.
You can make him a high center of gravity and have people stick to him.
Yeah. I just don't want them to come out anymore.
You're
That's
just
what I
trying to
want.
do the Zarya ult.
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly what I want to do.
Why didn't you just say so in the first
Because
place?
I didn't have that description. in
Hashtag
my head.
Space Russia.
You're much smarter than us. Okay. That's what I want to do.
Okay, I need a sorcery roll.
14, beat it by 2.
Beat it by 2 with. Wait.
Sorcery 16
Uh-huh.
for Vega. I
Yeah.
rolled a 14. Beat it by 2.
That's great. Let's see if he can resist.
The gravity. He's resisting the gravity.
Some people claim it doesn't exist.
You're not
Nobody
funny.
here.
Congratulations. You succeeded.
So no more. So no more guys can come out.
Of that.
Of the-
Of
of
that.
the-
Well,
well,
actually.
No, all the guys that are out are now sticking to the one guy that you put the bubble on.
Excellent.
Okay.
They're all in a central location. You're
He
welcome.
basically just gave him the gravity of know
Yeah.
Earth, and they're all falling
Right.
towards him.
Perfect.
He has been crushed to death. He is
Great.
dead, but he is still enough mass to hold them all together.
Excellent. I made them all easy targets for you, ladies.
Okay.
Jenica,
All right. I have lots of things that I could do. Can I use my Jenica buff and have 3 of the combatants have a minus a penalty of 3 each?
3
My
combatants, 3
Jenica
each.
buff is 3 combatants each have a penalty of 3.
It's
That's
5
you can always use your Jenica
It's
buff
5 and 5 now?
Yeah.
Oh, I would like 5 of the combatants to have a penalty of 5 each.
against you only.
Everyone. They have 5
Yeah.
penalty.
That's what it is.
Okay.
That's what they're doing. And then I I'm a keeper of time, yes? It's a dynamic power. Can I make time go backwards?
To a certain extent, you can. You can basically put time bubbles on things to make time affect them in different ways.
Could I put time bubbles on each of the well-actuallys?
You can put one time bubble on one target.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna use my Chrono Lash because I know how to do that.
You can use your Chrono Lash?
Yes.
Okay.
It's simpler.
It is. So you're gonna hit one of these guys
I'm
with
spending a meta point. Whoop,
and you're gonna hit one of them with a Chrono Lash.
and I'm gonna hit, is the queen dead?
The queen is out of the fight currently. She has slid to the ground and appears to be unconscious.
I kind of want to hit her, just to make sure that, like, if she's dead, then maybe the magic
Okay,
will go away.
if this were any other person, you would say certainly, definitely dead.
Right.
Because no legs, missing most of one arm,
Right. But I
bleeding profusely
and
out of almost
sparkles.
every orifice, not to mention all the new orifices that were made, not to mention the black hole that is slowly growing to maximum density inside of her body.
If I have skills in biology, could I check to make sure she's dead? Because I don't trust her. Because
You could do any one of those things, but you have to pick one.
Okay, I want to check and make sure she's dead. No,
Okay.
that's not true. I want to Chrono Lash her.
Chrono Lash, the dead queen.
Yes.
So either way, what you're saying is you just want to
I
throw
just want her
you want to
dead.
throw your round away. That's all I wanted to hear. Okay. So I'm gonna need an attack roll and I need you to yell out Chrono Lash, but pretend like you're hitting me with it. That way it's really good and I'll give you a bonus.
Really, all these rounds are being thrown away. It's all meaningless.
Could you stop being such a downer, sis? Come on.
Chrono Lash.
You guys are
Oh,
really
it's a weapon? You just
kinda
hit yourself in the
supportive
head
of
with
each
your
I
whip.
thought I had to do this thing.
Okay,
and then
well,
do
that's
that.
okay. I'm gonna roll a
Power,
defensive for
friendship.
you.
Chrono Lash. Shut up.
Okay, you missed yourself, so you're good.
Oh.
But I need so now with the attack on.
I got a 6.
That's a really good roll.
I know.
Good job.
So you beat it by 9?
To kill a dead queen.
Chrono Lash says
No, it's
it's 16, so then I beat it by 10.
Okay, you beat it by 10, which is
Hell yeah.
I want her
Awesome.
super, super dead.
yeah. And oh wait, she can't make a defensive roll because she's completely dead already.
You had never specified. You said she slid
Well,
down the wall.
You are
But now
not
we know.
enough on your pilot side to be able to medically tell.
I have
You go with the
biology.
that she has.
Yeah, biology is more like knowing what bugs are, not knowing if somebody's alive or not. I'm gonna make you roll medicine from that from now on if anybody is curious.
I have
Sense?
fine.
But
I
we
get
know
to
she's
go
dead.
now.
Okay, but we know she's dead because you just said it.
Yes.
Yes, and you just sliced her torso in half with Chrono Lash.
Indeed.
So,
It was horrendous.
so
This is the worst ceremony I've ever been to.
worst coronation ever.
Yeah, this blows.
So, as much, as
So
much as
I'm gonna
enjoying,
make a note that she's dead.
As much as I'm enjoying
Super
the death and the
dead.
destruction, I really don't want to die myself.
Mm-hmm.
Not just- well, I do, but that's its own poem, which I will share with you later. So instead, what I'd like to do is to
can't wait.
tap into my
Sharing
boosted
poem?
ability to force us all to do something for a round with a hack attack hack.
Okay, and we have gotten our boosted abilities.
Yes.
So-
So what I'd like to do is to look at all of my Sparkle sisters and whatever the magical space person's equivalent is of designating that it's morphin time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we need to go full power armor to take out.
The pig.
Yes.
To take out the pig ball.
The big ball of pigs. I'm thinking I would like to summon Burger Town Incorporated, and I would like to see all of my space my Sparkle sisters. I'm sorry. Summon
you.
their respective.
Is this the
vehicles.
unicorn thing?
And I think
Yeah.
it's doable. Isn't
I have
it?
This is
knowledge
tot-
of unicorns.
This is totally doable. Okay, now you'll notice at the bottom of all of your transformation sheets, you have, it'll
that
say
ends my-
summon, and then it'll say whatever.
That ends my turn, so can we go back to our regular avatar?
Almost.
If
Yeah,
I'm
no,
super large, does that mean my summoning thing is really big? I'm big right now.
Yeah, but then you would be
sure
like a mismatched leg. We'd be all like,
You are big right now. We will get there in just a second. We are at the end of the round, so you're going to be able to change your character sheets right after this, because the pig ball is still a pig ball, and things
Right.
are as soon as they're coming out of these portals, they're getting sucked into the pig ball, making this giant pig ball. It is then that the queen appears.
I thought I stopped that bitch.
You did a whole bunch.
He said appeared. That doesn't mean she stood
She
up.
appears. right next to Pigball.
She's a ghost or
And she
something?
takes her staff
Really
and says, "Very well, you think you can win? I command you to grow!" And she stabs her staff into the pig ball. And there's going to be a giant pig ball, and this space station is about to fly apart. So if anybody is ever going to transform, now would be the time. We are going to activate Thomas's special ability at the expense of every meta point that you have left.
And I did my buff too.
And we're back
I know.
to our.
This is all going to be working
my
just
buff
fine for you.
I have a good one. You guys
Okay.
I'm lost. We're back to us.
Can you pass the folded ones this direction, please?
So here's how it works, guys. You get everybody take your character sheets back.
Yep.
God.
Time.
All right.
Took forever.
God
So,
is small again.
The first thing you do when you're doing your transformation sequence to form your large to form the Glamatron, which is the name of your large
I'm so happy.
robot version of the Zord, you first have to summon your individual totem spirits, which are also giant robots that are shaped like animals.
Yes!
Yes.
Because nobody's ever done that before. It's super original, and I just now made it up.
I'm so ready for this.
So this works in the exact same order that your regular transformations do. In fact, it's like doing your regular transformation twice. So it goes in the order of sun, moon, time, space, and Chad. So you say those in those order. Then you say whatever animal it is afterwards.
The name of the animal
Wait,
or the
you do
type
2
of animal?
rounds, or
The
do you
type of
say
the type of animal.
So like blank form.
Oh no, you say the name of the animal, which is all your animals are named after your
see
system.
both in one shot?
No.
We're gonna do 2
You
rounds.
go it's 2 rounds.
2 rounds.
2 rounds.
Yep.
Round robin.
Because this takes some time.
2 rounds.
All right, ready.
All right.
Ready?
Yes.
Sun.
Moon.
Time.
Space.
Chad!
Phoenix.
Wolf. Unicorn. Dragon.
Bear!
Okay. And with that,
was so thrilling.
the top of the tower rips off and you are sucked into the void of space. All of the space princesses who are sleeping are now slowly freezing to death because they have a little bit of adaptation because they are magical space princesses. They're not going to die within the round by any stretch of the imagination. But the pig ball is growing into a giant war pig. And Loriana, the queen, the Dark Queen, is now in the cockpit of the giant war pig. All of your animals appear. All the way from the Black Star system, the mighty dragon moves across the sky. From the Fabulon system, a phoenix descends and forms the left leg. The wolf comes down from the moon and howls as it forms the other leg. The dragon mouth gets a giant black sword in it. The tortoise of time flies out and forms the arm and the large shield.
Unicorn!
Huh?
You're a unicorn?
Right. And then the horn pops out.
What?
Yeah, it's a unicorn with a giant turtle shell.
Cool.
I know.
The tortoise of time.
Yeah, the tortoise of time is just a unicorn with a turtle shell.
Oh, cool.
It's not like a giant
really
turtle.
cosplay.
Toys like
Really
puggles or puff. What are those things called?
So the unicorn, I like that. It's really into cosplay.
And finally, the bear. Now, all of your animals are look very, very sleek, but still robotic. Chad's bear looks like basically a giant metal teddy bear made of Legos.
Oh.
But
Wow.
and it's got a huge smiley face with a drumstick of turkey on it with another smiley face on it.
He has a cutie mark?
He does. He has a big
Not a
cutie
cutie
mark
mark.
right in the middle of his tummy.
It's like a Care Bear.
That's
Wow.
Yes,
belly badge.
like a little bit like a 50-foot tall, 100-ton Care Bear.
belly
Yes.
badge. That's the term
Okay.
of the Care Bear. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that was a great transformation sequence, guys. I need piloting checks
Okay. What is?
D8.
What am I aiming for?
under
Oh,
your
I see.
piloting check.
Oh, I see.
Beat it by 11.
Where's pilot?
Pilot is under your skills. It should be at the bottom of
I'm
your
gonna
sheet.
use my Patreon
In
buff.
fact, it is. I see it right here.
Beat it by 4.
Yes,
by
because you're the
5.
best pilot.
I beat mine by 11.
Yes.
I'm using my Patreon points to beat it by 1.
Excellent.
How important is it to beat it by a lot right now?
What did you beat it by?
2.
Okay. And you have a plus 10 to use?
I could blow a plus 8 and make it a 10.
Well, operating the thing, you might want to like.
Let's-
That's good enough.
Okay.
Like it's not a perfect transformation,
Yep.
But it's our first time.
but it's your first time, and I think it went pretty well.
We'll totally
Virgin
get
Run
better.
kicked ass.
Plus, I got to hear people yell "Sun, Moon, Time, Space, Chad" in a row. It just made me so happy. Well, they've all gotten together now. Sure enough, the bear flies like right into the middle and like flips around to form the torso with the little skirt at the bottom, and the Glamatron is formed. Now we'll form the head. I need everybody to make a piloting roll, and I need you all to give me exactly what your number is and not how much you beat it by.
13.
11.
I'm starting here.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
11.
8.
11.
13.
11.
All right, 11 is kind of the average. 13, 8, perfect. That is great. The head pops straight out of the skirt.
What?
Like it's
like
giving
birth.
birth.
A little bit, yeah. So now you have a giant headless lady robot with a head
Giving birth.
poking out
Oh, good lord.
of her butt.
What?
But
Chad,
it
you are the
swivels around
worst.
and is at least facing the right direction.
Chad.
I can't wait for fan art.
Does that make us all bow-legged?
No, you can move just
about
fine.
arms?
The only difference is the head came out the wrong end.
All right.
And for a first transformation, you
okay.
can't ask for too much better than that. You're lucky you managed it at all.
First transformation, Sparkle Sisters.
Congratulations, Sparkle Sisters. You have successfully formed the Glamatron.
Well, like almost successfully.
Go team.
Yeah. No, there's no go team for you, Chad.
Yeah, it's technically not successful, but
Chad
next
wasn't the
time.
one who failed the roll.
Like,
Oh, maybe it was me.
Chad.
Just put it.
Oh.
Whatever. Let's just kill her.
Guys, all right, let's do this.
War pig!
so like, what do we do?
Mama's hungry for some
Well,
pork.
now you've got to decide as a group how you're going to fight this thing because each of you controls of a different limb. You can focus only on the target.
Are we like flying in the space?
Mine
Yeah,
does
you're
double
all-
damage.
Oh, I know what I'm using.
Yeah, so you're the arm, you're the other arm, so you're the blocking arm.
Did yours do the same?
Yeah.
each
we
of
all
you
double
each of
damage.
you gets one attack per round.
What do we shoot?
There's a giant
War
mass
pig.
of pigs that has just grown arms and
like-
legs and
No. I
What
mean,
is
what
our-
do we actually? What's our ammo?
Like, what's my weapon in my leg?
I'm glad you asked. You can walk or kick.
Those
We're
are
legs.
my like weapons. Walking. And
Walking and kicking.
we can punch.
Okay.
You have a big sword, giant sword.
Oh, I still have my sword.
Yeah, you're the big dragon arm, and you still have your sword. Basically, grew to 5 times its
It
normal
was in
size
the
too.
awesome animation sequence.
Oh, it's my shell, the block,
Sorry.
the
And your shell
the
is
shield.
and the
shield
unicorn
back.
shell is the shield.
Cool.
Okay,
You
like,
block, I hit.
Yeah.
sister, I think we should like get close to it and then like kick it like a soccer ball.
Okay, but I get to step first.
I don't really care. That still sounds fine.
Good.
Are we all agreed, Chad?
I just want to mess her up.
Like, let's just get like close to it.
Okay,
In a
so
friendly and
Really?
affirming way.
I'm gonna roll group initiative for you, and I'm gonna roll initiative for her because now you're all one thing.
Yeah.
And because it went so well, you don't have to roll separate initiatives, which is awesome.
What's Chad gonna do with his head in the
Like
wrong
that
place?
sounds like it could be really complicated if we
Okay.
all had different initiatives.
Yeah.
Good. You guys get to go first.
Like,
Okay.
So we're like going up to it to try to like kick it. Right?
kick
Or at
it?
least to get like close
Well,
enough.
wanna
Yeah,
kick
you
it?
should go
I have a
for
big
it.
sword. Let's stab it.
How far away are we from
the like
war
giant pig.
You are well since the top exploded, you were all kind of sucked out, and then you took about 30 seconds to form the giant robot. I'm gonna say you're about 100 miles away.
Question. Do we have blasters on our feet? Because
we,
our
like,
robots
fly.
got here from which we could progress
Yeah.
towards it. Excellent. Ladies, I suggest that Sun and I work together to squat down, almost like we're jumping towards said war pig so that you can slice down.
Okay.
And keep in mind, this
Yeah.
is space, so 100 miles is not far.
Right. Cool.
Right.
So we're,
But we're just
gonna go.
gonna like
Can we like get there and like kick it at the
Well,
same turn?
got a
You can
sword,
move
too,
towards
that's
it this
shield
round.
Okay, so we do that.
we're the legs, so we're just gonna go
yeah,
towards.
let's go.
So you're each using a move to get there. Okay.
Right. So hopefully so that they can, do
I
the
have
cool
fire
part,
breath?
because I can't have
Huh?
the cool
Do I have fire breath?
You do when you don't have the sword, but you've
Like,
got the
we're part of
sword,
the
so you
team.
just have the big
Yeah, I know.
sword that cuts through time and space.
All right.
We're part of the team, so it's totally okay.
I just
okay
wanted to
with
light it on
legs.
fire too for double damage.
So yeah, you guys activate your jump jets basically.
Yeah, and we go towards it.
We
All right,
engage.
I will attack first, then you should put your shield up to block incoming attacks.
Got it, Sparkle Sister.
Like, what about Chad? What does he do?
He's just gonna
I don't know.
stand in between
What-
the legs
yeah.
and yell
I'm here, I'm ready.
obscenities.
He's like our core. He's like our chill center.
Why don't you invite them over for tea?
I might do that if it would de-escalate the situation.
I'm sure.
Chad, like this.
Chad, what do you do? Are you pointing towards the target, or are you?
Yeah,
is
we're
there
going
anything?
towards the
Is
target.
there anything extra you want to do? Because you kind of
I
have
want
to
to wait until we get close enough and then I'll do something.
Okay, well you're close enough.
Oh.
The legs got you there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
What was her name again? Loriana? Mm-hmm. Queen Loriana, you have behaved in a most unfriendly manner. And while I do appreciate your queenness and all of the awesome things that you've done for us over the years, I'm afraid it is time to be thrown down. Belly blaster.
Fucking interrupting with my sword!
Yeah. Don't worry. You get to while he's talking, you are. So you get to head and roll
I
your
will
attack.
attack with my belly blaster.
Yes, you will.
Do I have to do this or do I just...
Sun and Moon just went. Now I gotta go time and space, and then Chad. That's how that works.
I rolled a
so
10.
you move up to block.
Yep.
Can I get a piloting roll from you?
Yes.
Let me know what you get.
I got a 7.
Okay, thank
Out of
you.
18?
Perfect. And
Unicorn turtle.
yes, and Tessa.
I rolled a 10.
Okay, for the attack roll.
Yes.
Great. That is would normally be a hit. Great. It hits, but it kind of scrapes off the armor.
Damn it, I want-
And you think it's because Chad was talking.
Probably. I meant to add my buff.
Let me see.
But that's when the belly beam goes off. Roll your attack.
I did.
Good job, Chad.
beat
You'll
it
never
by
be a
14.
princess.
You beat it by 14.
I used my buff.
Oh, you used your buff. Okay.
Whoa, Chad.
So you used your buff, which is 150% damage.
Yeah, so
he's
300
already got.
base.
She just spent her defensive action blocking the sword that will cut through life, and botches it the second time. She's gonna take let's see,
450 points of damage.
450 points of damage to.
Him talking.
Like, that's
No,
super.
friendship, my belly blaster.
That's great, but you really should have made sure that it was okay with
To
your
right in
Sparkle
the middle.
sister.
Yeah, we're supposed to work
What?
together, Chad.
I apologize. I thought we were trying to stop the evil queen.
Yeah, and we do it together as Sparkle sisters.
Chad just blew a big chunk out of it, though. There's really not arguing with that kind of damage.
Oh, well.
I still think it was like totally radical what he did.
It was cool.
Of course you do.
But you're supposed to represent the power of Chad.
It's attack.
Yeah, friendship means listening to each other and working together as a team.
You'll learn.
I did
And
that.
supporting each other's attacks.
I need everybody to make a piloting check.
Like, when I talk to you about things like that, you get really mad at me, sister.
13.
Harsh.
Piloting.
7.
I'm fine.
I beat it by.
Just give me your number.
Oh, sorry, 9. Oh, her first.
Her first.
15.
9.
9.
8.
Okay, you will take 100 points of damage to the left leg.
That's me.
Yes, it is.
Boy.
Boy.
Yay. Does that go on our personal selves?
Yeah, it's just me.
Your transformed
Yeah,
self?
it's,
Yeah,
it's
just
a
the left
transform
leg.
self, but also your hit points have doubled again, so you're fine.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fine.
Are you
Still-
okay, Star Sparkle sister?
Yeah, I'm totally fine as long as we work together.
All right, I'm in.
Okay, do we have anything else coming through? Agua buff, agua orvo.
I have my buff. I'm gonna use it on my next turn.
Great.
Okay, like.
It would actually work really well because even though this is one large creature, it can still be targeted as individual monsters that are all stuck together. This is really just 30 enlarged stormtroopers with a lady
pig
inside making it act like a giant
Yeah.
puppet.
And obviously we can't go after the queen because she doesn't die.
But she's right in the middle. With your ability, you can attack everybody you can see. Which is
Perfect.
anything on the outside, which is all of the pigs.
Perfect. Oh, is it my turn? I'm doing it.
Like, whose turn is it?
Oh,
It's
yeah, well, it's ours.
Legs first.
Like, the sun.
You might want to talk about what you're doing ahead of
So,
time.
sister, can I ask a question?
You sure
okay,
can.
Since I personally have like control over the sun, do I have like a blinding like foot light beam? Like, can I like kick?
Not when you're in
I'm, like,
Glamatron
this.
form.
We just have kicking, basically.
You're a foot right now.
Like, I think we should.
So I can't do Crescent Moon and make do equilibrium.
Not
Sister.
unless you're separated.
Sister, what if we like took our legs and like smushed it?
Or sat on.
Ah, look at that. The sisters from those systems can keep their legs together. All right.
What do you think about that? Like, sister, we could like.
That would be friendship and teamwork,
Like-
which you
like
told me
a
we should be
little
doing
jig?
more of.
Oh, Chad. Was that sassy?
No, I'm just learning from my Sparkle sister.
Oh.
Yeah, we can totally smash it between our legs.
We would totally like to like scissor, smash.
Oh, don't use that word. Don't use that word.
So you want to scissor the
No,
pigs?
no.
Nope, we just want to smash it
In between,
Between
their
your
feet.
legs?
between our legs.
As to like, basically.
Don't.
No, I'm asking, is it to keep it immobile so the top can hit it?
No, more like imagine two kneecaps, just like squeeze.
Yeah, but with the effect of grappling it.
Yeah, I suppose you could.
Well, wouldn't it explode it? Whatever
But
it
if
catches
we've
in
got
between
it-
its legs.
If we've got no, it would be stationary. It's like maybe your sword could go down in the center then and get her instead of the other guys. Like,
I need as many in a line as possible, so my sword
Well, we
can
can
hit as
squish
many.
it. Can we squish it into a line? Kind of like a thigh master.
Yeah, that's the idea.
great,
Like
and
that-
then that'll help you.
And then I'll go down.
all right, so you
Love
squish it between your legs and she'll go down. Everything's fine.
Oh God.
What have I gotten myself into?
Magical
Chad
space
is very
princesses.
happy right now. He's gotten himself into Magical Space Princess.
Gross,
What do you
Chad.
want
Start
us-
acting like
we
a
roll
lady.
piloting. What do
We
we
made
roll?
it so far without.
These are
breaking
piloting
issues.
rolls.
Piloting rolls.
On who? Them?
I beat mine by 3.
I beat mine by 8.
Another piloting? Oh,
All of
us?
us. This is for us.
Everybody
three.
makes piloting rolls for this particular maneuver because it's going to require all of you to get it
Mine by
done.
11.
Okay, that's just to assist. It's not your action. So
Oh, okay. Well, I stayed upright.
so 11.
I rolled a 10.
Okay,
Oh, I rolled a 7. Sorry.
I rolled a 6.
great,
I remember I beat it by
You beat it by 3.
3, so I rolled an 11.
great.
I rolled a 13. I beat it by 1.
Awesome. Everybody made it this time. So if it doesn't make its awesome defensive roll, which it doesn't actually have a very awesome defensive roll because it's a giant ball of war pigs,
With an evil.
you
leader.
managed to, yes, squeeze it right in between your legs. What is the arms doing?
You're gonna get it?
I'm gonna stab it downward.
Okay, then I'll use
What
my
are you gonna use your shield for?
to protect anything that might happen after.
All right, and
Or-
are you using your
or-
ability?
My buff.
Are you using your
Yes.
buff? You are using your buff.
I'm gonna use my buff, which grants me to target multiple opponents
Yes.
without penalty.
Yes. That way you can basically knock all the armor off of this thing if you
Right.
manage to kill them individually.
Thanks, chat.
It's a really good plan. And remember, we still have our boosted abilities available today. I know you haven't used them, but if you're going to,
Like-
now would be the time.
What's
Boosted
boosted
abilities.
abilities?
Well, you can summon a giant fish, and you can
Oh!
What can I do?
do textile kinesis.
You mean I can tell?
Only one time.
Yeah, like right now, you could like totally take her like stupid.
I'm
polka
gonna
dot bloomers
do.
and
Can I do my smalls boosted? I can't.
No, the
I
Patreon
can't.
voted for you to have your fish powers this week. I'm sorry.
I can't do
I'm gonna
anything.
turn my sword into an AC-20 sword.
You could have turned your sword into an AC-20 sword, but now you can summon a fish. So
You could.
I don't see what the problem is.
Fine, I'll summon a fish too.
Okay, you're summoning a fish too. I'm gonna let you do that as a free action.
Sweet. Do you want me to roll for my hit?
I do need you to roll for your hit. The fish happens.
I rolled a 5.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, you beat
Girl.
that by 13.
I'm just picturing her like.
I'm hitting
she's
multiple
going
targets
She's
here.
going between
Okay,
us. We've
and
got her
then-
close.
Well, my buff only allows me
straight
to
down.
sense.
You know,
textile.
right? That means you know exactly where the queen is.
No, but it's been extended, so now you can use it.
Oh, it's been extended.
Yeah.
Yeah,
After
you've got the
you have the
boosted version.
Boost is reincarnation.
Cool.
Your
When she
boosted
dies,
is
she comes back.
reincarnation.
Oh yeah, darn. Well, I can sense. Sure, I'll use my textile kinesis to sense where the queen is within the ball of pigs.
Yeah, you could actually point to her exact location in there if you want
Great.
to.
Then can I smack it with my
You can-
shield?
with- you
a
can-
turtle?
You can reach in and grab it with your fingers
Oh, then let's do
if
that.
you really want to.
Perfect. That's
'Cause she's
that's what I
only
wanna
this
do.
big.
That's what we're doing.
Okay. So
Sensing?
you pluck. Give me a piloting roll. I'll give you a huge bonus for your textile kinesis.
I rolled a 6.
Yeah, that's fine
Nice.
then. That's gonna basically be a critical because I gave you a 4 bonus.
Unicorn turtle.
Your unicorn. Okay, and you go at the same time. And what was your?
I rolled a 5.
That's right. You rolled a 5, so you beat it by 13. That's 150% damage. It's another 450 damage.
Can I grab her?
But before, okay.
I could also
They're flying pigs
I could
everywhere.
also use my swarm attack after it's my turn again and just attack the teeny queen.
I don't even think you'll need to.
Okay.
You just did like 1,000 points of damage to this thing over the course of one round.
Are we holding her in our hand?
You are.
And you
We
specifically, like, you used your ability to hit one of the swine pigs, but it hits all of them because of your Miss Haxor ability. So you just knocked off all the armor, and then right as all of the pigs fly off, she just reaches in really fast as lightning, like the bride plucking out Daryl Hannah's eye in Kill Bill Volume 2.
Yeah.
Pow! Out it comes. And there goes...
I got it.
And there goes the microphone. He's just pretending to talk. Chris is fixing the microphone.
Oh, I don't eat her.
He gets overexcited. The chat was great.
Got her.
Your shoelace isn't tied.
So now, yes, in case you were wondering, there are just pigs in space, floating around.
I did not actually see that coming.
Chat did. Pigs in space, floating around the non-atmosphere, dying horrible deaths. Meanwhile, you have grabbed the evil queen in your giant hand, and you have her at your mercy. And she says, "You may have beaten me this time, Magical Space Princess Galaxy Force 5, but there will be next time." And she disappears.
What? The shit kind of power is that?
Well,
She was the space queen up until like 10 minutes ago.
It's good to be the queen.
It is super good to be the queen, and if you guys don't have a villain to fight, like there's got to be an evil mastermind.
True.
It looks like you know who it is right away at this adventure.
I'd like to use my last buff to use my sorcery to do, and I nail it, to use my empathy on the rest of the team to understand exactly how they're feeling right now about the departure of the queen.
Oh.
I'm totally like, I get it.
Well, how are you feeling? Tell me.
Would any of you like to talk?
No. And I really,
Chad is listening.
I totally wish my sister was way more like ready to talk, but I totally get it. It's all right.
I think my sister is stupid right now, and I'm pissed that you're here, but I'm glad that we won, but I'm pissed that someone is taking over the queen.
She's totally a mix of emotions.
How's Richie feeling?
I feel like we did a good job sort of working together our first time. Chad, you know, I think that you're really trying to get along with us, and I'm noting your efforts. And I'm worried, but I know that we can pull it together and find her.
Thank you, Richie.
Sure, Chad.
I think if you got laid, you'd stop being so annoying.
Like, he's totally not supposed
If
to.
he gets laid, then he can't be a princess.
Oh.
With us.
Next time on Chad Force 5. That's the game for today, guys. You have done a fantastic job. Let's give it up for our magical space princesses, everybody.
Good job, everybody. And for chat.
And for chat.
Lisa
Awesome.
Coronado, Vanessa Postel, Maggie Ferguson, Wagstaff, Sarah Sanders Odie, and Chris Odie as Chad.
Waffles?
I got time for one, or I've got one.
Yeah,
We got time for one waffle. He's got one ready. Let's get it done. I'll give you mine at the beginning of next show.
Okay, so this is for Aradan SC. It was about playing video games, and if you hadn't picked up the beginning, Silly Sunny's song was about watching Metaverse, doing Motown. This one is a folk song about playing video games.
Folk song.
Folk song. There you go. I took time off from work, I'm ready to go. I camped outside my GameStop store. I know that's old school, but I'm that kind of guy. And the dawn is breaking, it's early morn. It's the hottest game ever since I was born. I'm ready, so excited I could die. I load it and boot my system up. Take a swig from my coffee cup. From this seat today I will not go. But the screen says I need an update. Make that 2, no, it's more like 8. Why is my broadband so damn slow? There's so many times I've played around on my systems where I can be found. Fragging noobs exploring galaxies. Every game I play, I do complete. My gamer score is my main conceit. In forums, I point out story fallacies. So why must I sit and stew like this? Tried to stay calm, but now I'm pissed. Wasted half the night, still no go. And the screen says it sucks to be you. Don't know what next to try to do. I miss my old school Nintendo.
Oh, that was so good.
Well done. All right, everybody. I got through the first one.
did!
I got through the first one. I was a little concerned, having not run tabletop games in the past, but
You done good, man. The chat approves.
the chat approves. Good.
Chad.
Let's see how the chat feels.
Oh, the chat.
They love you, I'm sure.
Thank you very much, chat. We'll be here every week,
Yep.
6 p.m. on Monday nights.
That's right, 6 p.m. whether it be standard or daylight savings. We will
True.
be
We
right
always
here
drop
on
6 p.m.
Mondays,
Pacific.
and we can't wait to see you next time.
Take care.